I'm so excited right now.
Mika, Galval, and Taza going at it on mat 2 right now.
And again, you can pull up all 3 mats on one screen in Flow Zone if you want to. Also, any matches that you've already seen today, they're already on Flow Arena if you want to go back and watch. Lachlan sat. I thought he was going to stand and wrestle for a bit.
Hey, you know what? He sat before the handshake was even finished.
Right? Cade, and listen, this is where Cade is very good from. They're very good with this step pin passing. They're very good with north-south passing when they pin the legs over their opponent's shoulders.
And they're very good at countering the leg locks to move themselves into scoring positions as well, Jay.
Obviously, Darce experts.
Yeah, the slightest hint of you taking an underhook, and there's a Darce coming out of nowhere.
And they have an uncanny ability to get their arms figure forward and in control. Oh, look at this, Lachlan. And we know what Lachlan's going to want to do here, right?
Yeah,
he's going to want to use leg entanglements to score or leg entanglements to finish Cade. If there is any part of Cade's game that is like lower than Lachlan's, I believe it's going to be the leg game.
Yeah, and if there's any impurity in Cade's defense at any moment, Lachlan will expose it down here. I mean, look at what he did through the absolute division last time.
You see how Lachlan's addressing the leg pin passing too.
Cade getting aggressive here.
Oh man, yes he is, and he's got a tank. He
Lachlan
has tank. So now watch what he's doing. Every time Cade is going for that leg pin passing, Lachlan is like circling his knee inside so that he can't get it pinned. Now he's put him to his hip. No points yet, but he's been able to use it. Ty turns away, able to heel slip, controlling that top leg. Lachlan trying to get inside position on that leg. But look how patient he's being, too, B-Mac.
His ability to be sticky is just second to none.
All right, now you're going to see knee-elbow connection quick here from Rotolo. You're going to see him dive down to a north-south position, I believe, quickly, where he's going to get his elbows in. Lachlan, look at that, came over on the arm on that. Rotolo moves north-south. Lachlan.
And even though Rotolo hasn't been able to complete a pass yet, that constant pressure where he gets the hands on the shins and pushes the knees and the elbows away from each other, it's constant pressure on the core of the bottom player. It's very taxing. Even though it looks like something very simple, it's a very, very taxing position. You're constantly having to crunch to bring your knees to your chest, knees to your elbows. But Lachlan looking very efficient here, though.
Yeah, he's trying to K into that. Good job of controlling the legs. Controlling what needs to control him is Cade. Nice step around.
All the way into the 50-50.
Again, Cade immediately heel slips down. All right, Lachlan's got a little bit better of an angle. You see Cade trying to address by getting his hand to that back leg to unravel this grip or unravel the control.
Lachlan's so sticky. Yeah, he's got this unbelievable ability to stay connected with he's just one of the best I've ever seen.
And it's not like he has a deep scoop grip. Bro, he's got his elbow pinned to his hip, you know?
It's just so mechanically efficient.
Ooh, man, Cade tried 2 quick turns to roll out of that. Now he'll be able to sit. He should be able to get his knee line free from this. Lachlan will open the control, try to throw inside. Cade using that left leg to extend out. We're 1 minute and 20 to points here. Up on the feet. This is what I'm talking about. Remember I said where he's going to drive his head down. So he's trying to get his shoulders between Lachlan's knees and hips. So if that means he has to forcefully dive his head to one side of the hip, he's going to do it. Daly heave it off to the outside, looking to K in. Good job of Cade using his left hand to control that secondary leg. That secondary leg, that's what it needs to do. Come around to the back. Oh, outside heel here. Now we'll push to 50-50. Now he turns inside control, almost crossed Ashi. Cade gets up, jumps that leg out.
And Lachlan has to be very careful right there. Cade is a master of flipping that 50-50 position into a back take or a leg drag. He baits it, like he invites it. He wants you to put him in the 50-50. 20 seconds to points.
Moving north-south here again is Rotolo. Look at him. He's changed that head. He's gonna throw his head down again. I'm interested to see if he tries to push his heels down to stack it all. You see him just slightly touching there, if he's just going to keep diving in. Now you see him trying to push the legs away to create space. There it goes. Diving that head in, trying to pummel his shoulder underneath.
Here come the points.
There, all right, yeah,
Gotta
we're
stay
in
aware.
points now. So Cade is top, Lachlan's bottom. So positions are established. Leg pin here. This is the first time I've seen Lachlan allow the leg pin. Like, he's been addressing it immediately and, like, pummeling his leg back in. You almost wonder if that 5 minutes, because listen, Lachlan hasn't had a ton of matches since the last ADCC. So you're 5 minutes into where Cade hasn't stopped trying to pass your guard yet. And don't get me wrong.
That knee cut.
Oh,
Connection
wow.
now. Good work.
job. Yeah, good job of Giles of getting his top knee and elbow to connect immediately. But great attempt here from Cade. Now, BMAC, when you're talking about initiations and stuff, Lachlan has been jumping his hips up to get to some control stuff like this.
He's got that inside heel.
So Cade's on the grip.
Oh, that's bad.
It's
That's bad.
50-50, but Cade's on the heel. Cade's on the grip. So I think while he's on the grip, oh, man, now he's got okay, yeah, he's out.
That was
so what
so
I think,
close.
BMAC, is I think he went so quick to the grip, he wasn't allowing the shoulders to turn or extension. And now he is almost through with that knee. Now let's see if he moves north-south. He's going to have to cut his right elbow back to the near side hip. Lachlan able to square back off. But, man, solid attempt from Lachlan.
Yeah. So that's been the closest to a score or a submission. But I feel like Cade has really been pushing the pace. So you got to wonder how those are going to play against each other if we end up going to
There it is.
decision.
Dives the head, trying to get the shoulders to the hips.
This is bad.
This is what he's wanted the whole time. You see him, arm pummel. All right, Lachlan able to turn, get his knees back inside. North-south position, still here for Ruotolo. Final 3 minutes before we hit OT.
Still working on Lachlan right there. It's pressure forward. There's a big move.
Throws the hips forward, now head. Again, he's trying to get his shoulders to the hips. He's trying to get his shoulders between
Lachlan makes another entry
on the arm.
there.
That's the second time he's done that with the arm to try to drag him closer, BMAC.
Look at this, another entry.
50,
all the way around to the 50-50. Cade, very good from that spot,
especially
though.
that specific 50-50 situation.
Yeah.
Oh, look at this, almost knee on belly.
Lachlan got to be careful he doesn't take an underhook.
Oh, man,
that dart.
using that right knee to try to trap that bottom arm down. Cade in a good position here. Just over 2 minutes remain.
Starting to work
Atos
inside.
is Cade Ruotolo.
Lachlan does a good job keeping his shins. He just get at least one shin to that collar.
Oh, fall back on the arm
over.
here is Cade. He just jumped back on that, throwing it across. He gets the tap. Cade Ruotolo, your winner by cross-side arm lock. Juji Gatami finish for Cade Ruotolo.
Holy cow, out of nowhere.
Right? Just trying to pass. Got connection on that, or his hands to connect on the wrist, and he just jumped on it. Cade Ruotolo at
you can have
Advanced.
technology. Oh man, opening tabs and separating them?
Enhance.
Who are you? Enhance.
And we're moving on here. Majid Hage rocking the t-shirt. Dante Leon, black rash guard. This should be a banger. Dante Leon, powerful top game, great wrestling. Majid, very crafty. Kind of a unique style, also excellent half guard.
We've
And
seen
shoulder
Majid
crunch.
Hage, absolutely. We've seen Majid Hage at the absolute peak level of ADCC skill, and we've seen him at some points during like the West Coast trials, for instance, just didn't look, it looked like he was a little off in that tournament. But I imagine here at the World Championship, we're gonna see the best version of Majid Hage we've ever seen.
Oh, Dante Leon diving, looking for the back early. One thing I love about Dante is he's one of the hardest working athletes in the game. A consummate professional, and we see him really looking great early, deep underhook, a lot of pressure. But Majid is also not actually that upset by this. He kind of likes being in this position, to be honest. So it's a great matchup for both these athletes.
And Majid definitely has a very interesting style. When you something that you might be bothered by, Majid is not even fazed by when it comes to being in a tough position in jiu-jitsu. Dante Leon also known for his wrestling and for putting a heavy emphasis on powerlifting and on just
true.
Incredible, like I've seen the guy squat so much weight on his Instagram. He's just a very powerful and strong human being.
Definitely shows through on the mats as well. He is a grinder out there, and now he's in a great spot here.
Yeah, Pedigo Submission Fighting's one of their newest athletes, Dante Leon. You see in the corner of Dante Leon, Heath Pedigo, the man behind the game planning of athletes such as Andrew Wiltsey. Now Dante Leon. You see Majid almost hidden from the camera view was a little like reverse Kimura armbar. Very sneaky.
He's very crafty. He's maybe thinking about deep half. And in his corner we have Jeff Glover, someone well versed in that game.
One interesting thing I love about Majid Hage is he's always wearing this very almost casual looking swim trunks and t-shirt combo, old school ADCC style. Oh,
Dante,
big
though.
knee cut by Dante.
Great.
Right around.
Great timing from Dante. Drops off, locks up the triangle. This is trouble here for Majid. Dante may want to switch straight to the arm.
Oh, and Majid taps.
Great work from Dante Leon. Very efficient jiu-jitsu. Gave him one opening, and he finds what he needs.
My goodness, explosive knee cut and right away finds the victory. Dante Leon's moving on. His under 77 kilogram called by Gordon, just a hidden talent. Somebody who could go to the 77 kilogram division and take it by force.
Well, much has been made of Nicky Ryan's potential. I feel like we've been talking about that for years, and he's had a couple setbacks and knee injuries and things that have kind of derailed that, and he's hoping to put that all behind him here with the great show. But let's see. Renato Canuto is definitely a huge, huge task at hand, and I'm looking forward to this one. Here we see some hand fighting early of Nicky pulling on the head, looking at some level changes. Renato firing right back.
Yeah, Nicky looks so big, too. I know he's not tall for the division, but looks very like a thick today. Like he looks like a very thick competitor for this division.
Yeah, all the B team guys have definitely put in time in the weight room.
He's pressing forward as well.
He is. And ADCC is just known for being a physical, grinding, demanding event. And so these guys have put in that extra homework, that extra credit.
Big snap down from Nicky Ryan. In the corner of Nicky, Isaac Michel. The wrestling at B team has improved exponentially. And Isaac Michel, one of the reasons that they've improved so much.
Oh, Nicky
big turn around the backside.
Sorry, thank you.
Oh, we're great, sir. Referee asked us, are we okay?
We're good.
Great.
We're good. My suit has looked better, my jacket, but that'll be okay.
That is okay. My Monster Energy did not spill. Shout out to Monster Energy.
Let's see what this reset looks like here. We have Nicky trying to climb up the back here for Renato Canuto.
A great takedown sequence by Nicky Ryan.
And this is not where Renato Canuto wanted to find himself early in this match. Nicky, a great use of the body lock, uses it for passing, uses it for control. And of course, looking to set up some back takes potentially.
Slowly inching his left knee over the leg of Renato, now switching around to the other side. I suppose now is a better time than, you know, here in the next 2 minutes and 30 seconds, though, to find himself in this position for Renato Canuto. Because Renato, as we said before the match, very known for his dynamic. If you let him get going, if you let the snowball start, it's hard to get back, and there it is. So great recovery by Renato. Now it's going to be up to him to mitigate that sort of a position happening to him again.
Yeah, and that's a small victory for Renato, getting out of danger, resetting on the feet. I think Renato's saying you're a little slippery, but
perhaps it's hair gel.
Maybe Nicky shaved his arms. I don't know if you've ever grappled with somebody that shaves their arms and legs. It makes a massive difference. It's actually scary.
Yeah. It's also good for photos, Chase.
Yeah.
Back to the action.
Glistening. And as we've mentioned before, the action doesn't stop until the referee says. Now we've got a combined match here for Mika Galvao and Taza.
Officially looks like a training room here. We have some visitors on our mat, but our referee doing a great job putting himself in between the athletes, making sure they don't crash into each other. A lot of fakes, a lot of like pump fakes out of Nicky Ryan this match as we approach 1 minute until points go into effect.
Getting a little chippy out there. Renato's getting warned. Nicky just pacing. He wants to get right back into it. He's not fazed at all by that. But Renato seems to be a little more comfortable on the feet right now. I feel like he saw that early look from Nicky that got him to the ground, but now he's matching the pacing a little bit better than we saw earlier.
Renato hasn't really attempted a lot of takedowns as of yet in this match.
"30 seconds left until points become a factor, and I wonder if that may be playing it, but I don't think so. They're fighting so hard, I don't think they're caring about the clock at the moment. It's not a big concern. Got Leo Vieira there in the corner of Renato Canuto, legendary fighter here at ADCC.
Here the referee calling for points. They are now in effect.
Renato now pushing Nicky around the mat. Renato not really breathing hard. Nicky looking a little bit fatigued here.
Certainly would seem that the bigger your muscles are, the more oxygen is required to power those muscles. But we did also see him in those training rooms. FloGrappling going down to B team, taking some video of the training room there. Seeing some epic rounds between Jay Rodriguez and Nicky Ryan. Oh, big shot from Renato Canuto now. But a good sprawl from Nicky Ryan.
Yeah, Renato looking fresh, pulling down on the head of Nicky. These micro battles of head positioning, level changes, and Renato starting to turn that pacing around just a little bit.
A little over 3 minutes left on the clock. Another warning for Nicky Ryan. Hanato seems to be picking up the pace the longer this match goes on. And Nicky ducking down for a shot, unsuccessful. Hanato jabbing his hand into the throat of Nicky Ryan.
And here they come again, looking to join us at the broadcast booth. Hanato ramping at the pressure. Nicky getting moved around the mat a little bit. Oh, big shot from Hanato. He's holding on that leg. Nicky, though, firing right back there.
And the match goes down to the mat for just a brief second, and they're back up to their feet.
And Nicky's team is calling for him to push forward in his corner. They don't like the momentum change here for Hanato. Minute 45 left here. Hanato pushing on the shoulders, framing on the head.
1 minute, 30 seconds left. So far, it has been a basically even battle. There was that moment early on in the match where Nicky Ryan got a successful takedown, was looking on potentially even taking the back, passing the guard of Hanato Canuto. But since then, it's been the pressure of Hanato Canuto.
And both athletes dangerously close to a penalty scenario. Just 1 minute left. Nicky Ryan warned there, it looked like. One minute left, and I think Nicky's hoping to get to overtime on this one here.
I think that strategy would bode well. If he can collect himself and try to gather his energy up for that final 5-minute overtime period. Because so far, it only looks like Hanato Canuto has been able to keep a same pace the entire time.
Another shot from Hanato.
Oh, and he gets the match to the ground, potentially picking up the ankles of Nicky Ryan. Oh, Nicky trying to get a turtle position, doing everything he can. And he is able to get there. Will he be able to put the hook in here?
2 hooks look like they're in. 2 points on the board for Hanato.
2 points are on the board.
That's for the takedown. 3 for the back take. Hanato's going to win this 5-0 with 5 seconds left. That's it. Looking for the tap. Could he get it?
And at the very end of the match, trying to lock in the choke, but Hanato Canuto is victorious over Nicky Ryan. He'll be moving on to the next round.
Great work from Hanato Canuto. You could see him turning up the heat, keeping the pace high throughout the match, and Nicky Ryan just started to fade a little bit more. Hanato kept shooting and shooting until they got where he wanted. Amazing work from Hanato Canuto.
I believe his last run, he didn't have 1 point scored against him. And he's just one of those guys that's always in near perfect position at all times, is JT Torres.
The excellence of execution, JT Jonathan Torres. They used to call him Spider-Man, but he is the champ. He's back looking for his 3rd ADCC victory here in the 2022 ADCC World Championship. Ricardo Amendolia calling the action with Mr. Sean Williams. And JT versus Kenta, the trials winner versus the champ here at ADCC. Kenta looking to make a name for himself, recently training with the B team in preparation for this event, sorry.
I like that underhook he's going to, the big shot. You see JT clearing his knee. Now, initial sprawl, then it tried to clear his knee. There, you see that nice little knees, clearing that knee. But Kenta's got a good grip on that high shin with that left arm, so yeah. You're actually able to keep JT down, so that's impressive. If when you go back and look at this, I'd love for you to look at it where his left hand was when JT tried to clear the knee. It's at the high shin. I think that's the best place for a single. Look at that nice little sweep there.
And you know, Kenta making his ADCC debut, he's got to take it to Jonathan Torres. He's got to show him. He's got to make him respect him. And he's doing just that. He's taken JT down essentially on his back. He's gotten him to his back now. And again, look at JT. This is where the experience, look at how calm he's dealing with all this. He's got the champion look on his face there.
Yeah.
Just dealing with everything. And, you know, he's strategizing. He's evaluating. He's now underhooking the arm. He's trying to see what he can get here. And Kenta is just playing it very aggressively, which I think is a smart strategy here.
Yeah, I mean, he really is coming hard here, he's looking good. I mean, it's really nice technique he's using. And
Kenta is the Asian and Oceania Trials winner from Japan. He actually was more so known as a guard player, but he's been playing a lot of top position. You know, with utilizing a lot of good judo to set up that top position constantly. Kenta doing a great job of pressuring JT Torres. And you know, that's what I like to see in some of these matches. JT, similar to Mateus, they're very calculated, but they're perfect in their technique. It's very rare that you see them make an error in their execution.
Yeah.
But when you have a newcomer taking it to them, that's when you see the champion really showcase some beautiful jiu-jitsu. So I think that's what we're going to see here. I would not be surprised if we see JT pull off a submission, you know, from a position maybe we've never even seen before.
This left underhook trying to pull Kenta in.
Yeah, Kenta's aggressive.
Yeah,
he's doing a good job bringing JT to his back. JT Torres, the returning champion from Essential Jiu-Jitsu in New York, two-time ADCC gold medalist, 2017, 2019. Actually defeated Wagner Rocha in the finals. That beautiful arm lock attempt by JT Torres right to an omoplata. Back to De La Riva, trying to get to the standing position now. Look at that. Look at the counter of JT Torres. Man, is he looking sharp.
He's using that little De La Riva pull sweep, and he's used that twice now, and it's really gotten him out of trouble and into good positions both times. So.
We've got about 5 minutes and 55 seconds left in this match. So the points will be on in about 50 seconds from now. And that's when it's going to be interesting. I predict that at the 4-minute mark or less, that's when you're going to start seeing JT start taking shots. He's reserving it now. You see him pieing out now. He's trying to set something up. He knows he's got 30 seconds left. This is where the experience comes into play. He's setting it up. I'm telling you now. I'm calling it now, Sean Williams.
Yeah, well, we all know that he used to have that arm drag cross trip that he hit so well when it mattered. So we'll see. It was usually on his left-hand side, that side right there, and he would have to. This is actually where we would hit it. Is when Iwamoto would have that right leg forward. I like Iwamoto's underhooks. I like how he's been pummeling and punching underhooks in, but. Again, if you punch one of those in and leave it out there, that's when this arm drag could come around real quick.
All right, less than 5 minutes to go. Points are in play now. Oh, and Kenta with a nice shot on JT Torres. JT spinning to the back. Beautiful transition by JT Torres. Over under grip. He's going to rock him Leo Vieira style to try to get to the back. Wasn't able to do it.
That time it was different. JT got his knee free, kept it free, and then spun out of that single. A lot different reaction that time off that single. And then, yeah, he tried that forward, that back head on roll. Iwamoto is trying to, if he can get the right leg, you're going to watch his left leg, excuse me, if he tries to get around the outside of JT. Well, now it's gone now, but.
Four minutes left. JT with the over under control on Kenta. Iwamoto, the Asian and Oceania Trials winner, against the champion. Kenta with a nice single leg counter there.
Yes, if he brings the leg, he tried to bring the leg up. He got a nice reshot there. Like some real fine wrestling from Iwamoto. I mean, he's doing a lot of really good stuff in there to get back in, and
he's got gas, because like the amount of times that we're seeing him counter to shot to counter attack to counter, just chaining them together over and over again, and still looking very fresh.
Yeah,
this is a very dangerous match for JT Torres.
Yeah,
potentially, if he were to lose this match against a relative underdog, this is but this is what ADCC is about.
It is.
This happens every ADCC. Some newcomer, it's just a question of numbers. There's always somebody that comes out, pulls an upset, beats the champion first round or second round, shocks the world. And I think that, it could happen here, but you got to cross your T's and dot your I's to score on JT Torres.
You really do. And again, your Iwamoto, you got to watch that right leg lead with that right arm. That's the side that JT really is good on, that arm drag cross trip. It's his left side. And he seems to be able to hit that right when it always matters.
So one thing we can kind of tell, because we're so close, these guys are getting pretty slippery.
Yeah, they really are.
Which means it's going to get even harder to score on. And, the harder it gets to score, the more that it could mean that we could see an overtime. Because we're seeing a lot of shots and a lot of slip outs.
Yeah.
But we're not seeing anybody stabilize position. JT trying to get to the back now of Kenta Iwamoto. No hooks in, upper body control, over under grip.
Iwamoto has JT's foot kind of caught up there. I don't know if he's going to try to roll through. He could sort of Makikomi style to his left or try to, nope, he's not now. He's allowed it to let it go. You need to free his right leg now.
One minute and 25 seconds left in this match. JT got one hook in, trying to get the second, trying to ride things out here.
He's getting a bit. Iwamoto's starting to get loose. He's got to get it. Still got to get that right leg, his left leg, excuse me, free.
.55 seconds left in this match. JT Torres on the back of Kenta Iwamoto. And, at this point, doesn't matter what happens in the match, win, lose, or draw. Very impressed by Kenta.
Yeah, 100%. Really moved well here. And
the fact that he's able to defend the back take of JT Torres over and over again is very impressive in itself. Now, we're getting close to an overtime here. No points, 15 seconds left in this match. Sean, what do you think is going to happen differently when we go to overtime?
Well, I'll tell you the moment. Oh, we may not get there.
We may not get there.
I'll tell you what I think has been the momentum on the feet has shifted. I believe JT has a little bit more of the momentum on the feet. As the last few shots that Iwamoto hit, JT was able to just spin around, get to the back. But, I mean, you never know, right? But
well, what I can see right now is JT revved up,
yeah,
warmed up,
see that, right?
ready to go,
yeah.
And now he's going to take it to Kenta. Don't be surprised if you see a nice single or double leg attempt from JT, stabilizing the position on Kenta. Oh, nice little counter there to the front headlock. Looking to the back again is JT Torres.
And I agree with you. I think that's something that you can feel when you're in there, is you can feel sort of someone begin to fade. And I think that you were right. You could see that little snap in JT, where I think he's feeling Iwamoto fade a little bit, and it's given him more life.
Four minutes left in this matchup. JT Torres on the back of Kenta Iwamoto. JT grabbing the hip of Kenta. Nice little pickup, a bit of a different strategy.
Yeah.
Haven't really seen that too much today. Establishing top position now, JT Torres. And again, this is where the experience comes into play. If Kenta opens up that closed guard, JT is so fast, so precise with his passing. He better be careful.
He's got an exceptional knee cut. Kenta trying to invert to get in on a leg. Maybe there's pressure of JT starting to cut that knee through. Now Kenta was able to get back to the close guard. Kenta's just trying to get underneath on that leg over here, and there he goes. He's got the knee in the middle. He's going to try to bring the right leg over to the other side like this.
This is a smart strategy for Kenta.
Yeah.
But risk versus reward. If JT can get his leg free, he can end up passing, but he's able to ride the clock here a little bit. Maybe try to sweep in the last 45 seconds. Oh, JT slips out. This is where we could see some dynamic passing attempts. Oh, Kenta with the little Kayotera footlock from
yes,
the De La Hiva
right.
almost there. Look at JT turning the knee to the left.
That's right.
Defeating that De La Hiva hook. Just precision technique. Kenta now man, I am impressed by Kenta.
Yeah.
He just keeps going.
He's cycling through his attacks. I mean, he is definitely, there he's on inside on the leg again, yeah.
Man, Kenta, I'm nicknaming the Japanese Energizer Bunny. He just keeps going, will not stop. And JT is just defending it all. But he's got to be careful here, being sucked up into 50-50. Now JT slipping out once again. Oh.
But Kenta's still able to get a leg in there. And there his legs out, JT.
Minute and 45. Now JT's going to start putting on the pressure. Defeats that right knee of Kenta.
Trying to get into the octopus guard here. Now I know that they've been working on this on the B team quite a bit, so if he can keep the left leg over the top and get up, it's... JT just smushed him right here, so... Kenta still trying to get in there.
Minute left.
Yeah, now if he can get on this near leg with his left arm there, that's kind of what JT needed, to free that knee. But then the other leg is back inside.
JT Kimura grip coming up. There it is. And Kenta trying to circle that leg back in. Great guard work.
Yeah.
Great retention. This is another tight one to call, because remember at ADCC, who initiated? Oh, JT now with a partial pass, now getting to the back temporarily, 20 seconds left to go. But as I was saying, if it goes to a decision, they're going to judge it on who initiated the majority of attacks. And you know, we got to rewatch this one. There's a lot of attacks by both of these athletes here, but I think JT may have an advantage if it comes to a decision.
I would say so, now, especially the latter half of that entire 15-minute ordeal. I would say that JT was probably the one who was in charge.
Also, JT initiated a lot of scoring attacks.
Yeah.
You know, not just submission, not just chaining submissions. That's one thing. But if you're chaining scoring attacks together, I think that pays dividends in the judge's opinion. So we'll see what happens here. Your winner, JT Torres, is your winner. First round, the 77-kilogram division.
But a close one.
Yes.
Tackett about as well-rounded as you get.
And, you know, great leg locker versus a guy who, Tackett, sometimes it just looks like the leg locks bounce off of
right.
him. You know,
his ability to straighten his leg and get to strong or get out of the positions is insane. Shasinski
right
wastes
to work.
no time, bro.
Right to work with the reverse De La Riva. Oh, underneath here already.
It's underneath. And look at Tackett.
Oh, what an injury by Shasinski.
Oh, he's on the inside. Now he's in some trouble. Tackett staying calm. Heel slips, gets
cool
that
here,
secondary leg on.
The knee. And he may look to counter lock. I'm telling you, Tackett, just his ability
I think he's going to look for the back here. I think Shasinski's recognizing passing it over to Ashi off to the outside.
That was a great move.
I think he felt him moving to the back, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
you see Tackett.
Weaves his arm through across the hip there.
Yeah, and again, specific positioning. Tackett's just not throwing his arm inside. Look where his hand is. His hand is reaching as far down to that back hip or inside hip as he can, so that he's controlling from as far in as he can. Shasinski doing a good job with moving from outside Ashi to that single leg X to kind of, you know, try and control Tackett as much as he can.
He's going for this straight ankle lock
here.
Straight
ankle from the Ashi. Oh, Tackett may counter back with an inside. You see him trying to split. Now he's going to go an outside off his own. Shasinski eats it, right? All right, top position here. Half guarded Tackett able to retract his leg. They'll heave it off to the outside now for Shasinski. Tackett trying to move past that inside leg, controlling the De La Heaved leg.
The way he uses his hand against the head there to keep the angle that he wants. It's very nice work.
Tackett, another one who's finished second at multiple trials before winning the West Coast trials here in 2022, right here in Vegas.
Grip under the leg,
gets Ashi up to the outside again. Now when you're looking at initiations, right? And what we mean by that is who's starting the action. And I'm going to tell you that this is another example, similar to the Bame match, where somebody from the bottom position, like where's how Shasinski, has gotten control of that ankle and has just put Tackett to where he's in a defensive cycle of having to keep fighting it. You know, hasn't been in any danger, but he's been in a cycle of trying to get his leg free so that he could start working his passes.
He's been in danger as long as you're not William Tackett.
Yes, correct. Yeah, my knee would have been hyperextended. Oh, yeah, tried on that inside heel real quick.
Aoki lock on the other side.
Trying to push down that control leg is Tackett. Good job of Shasinski. Now he's stack passed. Now here's all right, Shasinski, good job of getting himself. Oh, wow. Heavy belly down on the ankle. He gets the tap. Shasinski, that is a huge win. Mateus Shasinski by straight ankle lock on William Tackett.
And Shasinski just walked over to the crowd, pointed to the mat, and he said, I belong here.
Wow, Mateus Shasinski, your winner. And moving on, he will face the winner of Majid Hage and Dante Leon.
I think that was a straight ankle or
yeah,
Aoki.
I think it was PJ Barch in the black and white. Black and white also wearing the tatami gear is Langacker.
Got the boogeyman, Richie Martinez, in the corner for PJ.
All right, Langacker's going to sit quickly.
You knew this was going to happen. This is definitely a guard versus wrestler matchup here.
Yeah, and I think as far as like leg entanglements go, probably fairly even, at least knowledge-wise. But so I don't think there's any areas where you're going to see one person stronger than the other, except Barch's wrestling. I'm going to say is probably
significantly
the best,
stronger,
one of the best in the division.
Yeah, PJ is a phenomenal athlete. He's phenomenal at winning the positions, and he's look right here.
Putting it to
PJ
a drag,
really
right?
good at this inside heel. Look right here.
He fell back on that quick.
Yes, that's the PJ Barch special.
Yeah,
he plays the 50-50. He stands against the 50-50, and then he makes that dive against that inside foot. And Tommy's going to have to be super aware of that moving throughout the rest of the match. PJ showing that he's not afraid to take a risk here early.
And this is when he can. This is what makes this rule set amazing, B-Mac, right? Because there is no penalty for it. Guess what? In points, there's no penalty for that. It allows you to move from a top to bottom position as long as you're attacking without the threat of being scored on. You know, a lot of rule sets, when you fall back on a leg and if you don't get it, or fall on an arm and you don't get it, like, that's it. You're losing those points. You're getting scored on. Not here. If you're the aggressor and the one attacking the submission, you're not penalized for that.
PJ, very good guard passer. It's definitely one of his strengths. I would say behind, but maybe even equal to his wrestling, it's his guard passing is so phenomenal. He passes well on the outside, steps to both sides, steps through the middle, and he passes really well with the body locking up the middle here. Look at him shuck the head, trying to force the half guard. Langacker pummels back.
Just an update, Matt, too. JT Torres did move through, and I believe Hinger did also move through, beating Ty, and JT moving on against Iwamoto. Paul Jacob Barch on top here, trying to weave through the guard of Langacker.
He's got his hands full trying to make that happen. Tommy, a phenomenal guard player. PJ shoves him, lifts the heels, tries to flank him to the outside. And you see him doing some of the style of passing that we saw from Elder Cruz earlier with that flanking, side-to-side passing. PJ very good at that as well.
PJ's very good at mixing it up.
Like, look, he's passing that foot up to the inside. You
saw Langacker drop that knee down this time, right?
PJ's the one that initiates that.
Correct.
He's trying to drag him across into that 50-50.
It's crazy how, in that position, how Langacker is able to keep, it's almost at a detriment, keep the daily heave it in. He put such a strong 90-degree boot on his daily heave that it was like keeping it in that position. That's almost a detriment from there. You want to be able to move and drop so that he can't. Yeah, he's got that.
Look at the position of that hook there.
Keeping that cake. That's what I'm saying. He uses his feet as hooks. You know, he's trying to K-guard, and Barch stopped that by dropping that knee across it. Oh, wow.
Langacker throwing the hips towards the triangle.
Tell me he didn't have that in the chamber waiting for that to happen, right?
That's something he's done a couple of times, I'm betting.
Butterflied in here.
PJ using that right arm to frame across the hip, and then here comes the inversion. PJ shucks it off, and the reset back to the guard. 1 minute and 20 seconds to points. PJ Barch on top, Tommy Langacker on bottom. Norway versus the USA here at the Thomas and Mack Center in Las Vegas, Nevada. ADCC 2022, Jay.
Yeah, also, too, just so you guys know, I'm pretty sure you can watch all 3 mats at the same time on the Flow Zone. I do believe you have that option as well.
Less than a minute to points. Nice passing position here by Barch. Good work by Langacker, recovering that knee on the right side.
Trying to cut through with that knee. So it's funny, like now you're saying that it's like he's super aware of it. Langacker with that inside heel.
Well, he felt the danger of it just in that first one. Ooh, PJ nearly got the hands locked around the shoulders there. 10 seconds to points.
And yet, listen, we're quite a few hours into this. I don't know that anybody's come out of a seat yet. B-Mac,
I've jumped out of my seat a couple of times. Okay, the points period has started here. Reset in the middle of the mats.
Langacker, a little dummy sweep attempt.
Takes the 2-on-1 on that wrist. Trying to pull PJ in. PJ trying to lock the hands around the head and the shoulder now.
Oh, maybe try to wrestle up on this.
PJ pressuring forward with that whizzer.
And I got to imagine it's going to be hard to wrestle up and Barch and put him on his back, right?
Especially long enough to score. PJ closing in on a pass, but it's nice work by Langacker creating an off balance here. PJ now locks the hands, looking to flatten that shoulder to the ground. Langacker with that left knee inside with the shield, keeping PJ off the full pass.
That right foot.
That right foot is really giving
what
a
a
problem.
nuisance. Because listen, like we were talking about earlier, it's normally the top leg that's really the issue. But Langacker has made that 90-degree angle on that right foot from that almost like K-guard position. Just
yeah, K-guard, but you're still on the other side with a knee shield.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
both at the same time. Underhook. Langacker maybe thinking about coming up. Now setting in maybe a grip for the false reap here. You see his left arm behind the knee of PJ Barch. If he can get that left foot around, he tries the inside spin. That could open this position.
Oh, Barch used that opportunity to get some head and arm control.
And he's
here.
got a lot of pressure on that bottom knee for Langacker, but Langacker uses it.
Jeez.
Get underneath the hips.
Barch super aware. Look at Barch using his right foot.
He's going to have to be careful. Look at this.
That was
beautiful.
Amazing leg pummeling.
Incredible balance, too, from PJ.
Which is what you expect from the Butter Panther, right?
What else do you expect?
Langacker. Man, again, huge credit to Langacker, who's not a traditional no-gi guy, runs through the Euro trials, and look at this match he's having with a only no-gi guy in PJ Barch.
PJ's got to find a way to get his left leg either around or back through the middle. But if he brings it back through the middle, he sacrifices his base just for a split second.
And it doesn't seem like he's addressed it yet, though, B-Mac, right?
Yeah.
Like, he hasn't put a hand back. He hasn't tried to pummel over it, at least that I've noticed yet. And I've been putting a little bit of focus on it. So maybe it's something that it's not as can he not notice that it's what's hooking?
No, he notices.
Right?
I mean, that's what's setting up this position here now, getting around the K.
Good job of controlling that far side leg and comes up with it. Very nice.
Onto a front head. PJ's going to feel very comfortable here.
All right, now Langacker has stood long enough to where he can't go back down.
That could have been a strategic mistake for him.
Yeah, nice throw by here by Barch. He's going to have him body locked. He can mat return or look to hop to the back, looking to roll through. Only a single hook in, so that is legal. Barch in a great position here.
Has he got that second
no,
hook?
Not yet. And Langacker's
but he's climbing the body.
Yeah, he is. Langacker's put his right hand in a position where he's going to try to keep catching that with 1:30 to go. If Langacker, when he stood up, sat immediately right back down, he wouldn't have had to stand. But because he stood for the 3 seconds, he had to remain standing or be penalized for it.
Yeah, very interesting.
Oh, and he's over
the
there
arm,
it is.
and here it is.
Barch is going to score
gonna be
off
three
that.
for PJ.
Even with the arm trapped. So now it's about Langacker. Oh, and Barch might have that arm threatening already, B-Mac.
He's not there yet. He's still got the seatbelt grip. But he could be there quickly. His left hand reaches down to address Langacker's. Now the body triangle. But the arm is free now. 2 arms free. But PJ is up 3-0 now with less than a minute to go. Big moment for PJ Barch.
And listen, Langacker is going to do everything in his power to make sure he doesn't get finished from here. So, you know, Barch is in a situation where I would keep throwing the threats, maybe trying to bring an arm over, but more than anything, I don't want to lose the back.
Absolutely.
I don't want Langacker to be able to go on a movement spree on me.
PJ starting to inch
towards
towards this. He's going to go palm to palm.
He's palm to palm.
Going for the Dan Severn.
And a lot of time. We got 30 seconds left in this
Starting to drive the pressure now.
Man.
He's going to get it.
Oh, wow. Trying to. Oh, wow. Hey, listen, I'm going to tell you, if I'm Barch, I'm trying to not burn out my arms either. You know, the winner of this is taking on JT Torres next round. So.
What a big moment for PJ Barch, his coach Richie Martinez, the 10th Planet team. Big win for PJ Barch as he advances on to the second round.
Your winner by a score of 3-0, 10th Planet's PJ Barch, the Butter Panther. He's going to be moving on to take on JT Torres, B-Mac. Got the invite. Now he gets to round 2.
A great showing at the trials.
Amazing fighter, and this is going to be fun.
This is going to be epic. In the corner of Roberto Jimenez, his dad, Raul Jimenez, looking dressed to the nines. shades on in a dimly lit building. Andy Varela representing 10th Planet. Had an amazing showing at West Coast Trials. Really known for his dynamic wrestling and his very creative style. Roberto Jimenez known not so much for his wrestling, but definitely for his creative style and his dynamic entries into different situations. Very submission-oriented.
He can find the back from just about anywhere.
Already.
Power blast double attempt there. Roberto stuffs that one, but maybe a sign of things to come here.
You know, and a beautiful job of stuffing that blast double with 2 underhooks. We'll see if that's a big part of Roberto's game plan going into this matchup. Varela is very explosive, very, like I said before, he's got great wrestling fundamentals, great wrestling technique. And Varela, definitely not a slouch in the leg lock department too, which we know has sort of been Roberto's heel in some different matchups. Of course, he's gotten a lot better at that since his recent victory at the Brazilian Trials, where he showed a lot of improvement in that area. Oh, big takedown from Andy Varela!
But did Roberto land? Where did Roberto land in?
It looks like Roberto immediately threw. Oh, and another big slam from Varela. He finds himself immediately in an omoplata. Andy Varela is trying to put on a show here for the fans.
Yeah, that was a lot of force behind that takedown. That's legal here at ADCC, feet the floor. You can do that kind of thing. But Roberto Jimenez, not shaken up at all. Despite his young years, definitely a veteran of the game, has seen just about everything.
Absolutely, and Varela and Roberto both share a very similar attribute in their seemingly limitless cardio. But I will say that takedowns like that do expend a certain amount of explosive energy. And we've been seeing Roberto tearing up the competitive jiu-jitsu scene since he was in the kids rankings, since he was in the juvenile rankings. And finally we see him here at Black Belt, a place where we probably expected to see him, the ADCC World Finals. Both athletes looking for a lot of arm drag attempts. Oh, Roberto Jimenez gets Varela to the ground.
Oh, looking to jump over to the back. And that's the beauty of the no points periods, that you can be a little more creative, a little more risky. Roberto, a little bit of wrestle-up action there, but Varela all over the neck for a moment.
Both athletes are so privy to opportunities with submissions. Right, you see Varela immediately upon getting taken down, already looking for a submission. Roberto Jimenez is the same way when he got taken down earlier with that big slam, the upside-down triangle.
And I wouldn't be surprised to see Varela maybe want to scramble back to his feet here. Roberto's passing is very dangerous.
And Roberto grabbing the bottom of the foot of Andy Varela.
Nice clean pass for Roberto here, but let's see what he was able to do with it. Varela looking to maybe get back to his feet.
This is one thing Roberto used to such great effect at the trials. He was able to take the back of nearly every one of his opponents.
And this is great for Roberto Jimenez.
One thing that plays perhaps into Andy Varela's favor is his experience in the EBI rule set. He's competed in that rule set a whole lot, where you oftentimes have to start with somebody on your back in a competitive environment. We'll see how that experience in that rule set helps him here to defend the dangerous back attacks of Roberto Jimenez. You can see how tight the squeeze of Roberto Jimenez's legs are around the rib cage of Andy Varela. Oh, and the arm is under the chin. It looks like that's going to be it. And that is it. Roberto Jimenez takes out Andy Varela in a very convincing performance here in the first round.
On mat number 1, your winner by submission, Roberto Jimenez.
Yeah, that was smooth. I mean, really, really, like, I'm in awe almost at how clean that was, from the pass, the back take, to getting the choke.
Absolutely. I almost didn't have the proper reaction to how exciting that was.
The Brazilian trials, I think, lasted a total of 2 minutes, submitting every single opponent in incredible fashion. Go check out the archives if you want to see Mika's way to the ADCC World Championship. Here we go, guys. Mika Galvão, Oliver Taza, live from Las Vegas, Nevada at the Thomas & Mack Arena. This is ADCC 2022.
Taza needs to use the leg attacks to try to slow Mika down. Getting 2-on-1s, trying to get to an angle.
Mika is just, he's one of these guys that he's dangerous everywhere.
Yeah, he really is.
If you attack him, he has these crazy spinning arm bars. Welcome everyone joining in from the Flow Zone here at the 2022 ADCC World Championship. Ricardo Amendola here with Mr. Sean Williams. And we're watching Mika Galvão, the debut of Mika Galvão here at ADCC against Oliver Taza. As I was just mentioning, Mika just so dangerous from every single position. If you attack him standing, he counters. If you don't attack, he's got takedowns. He can take your back in a split second. And as I say that, look how he gets to the back, or looking to try to get to the back of Oliver Taza immediately.
Yeah, you were right. I mean, when we get to see that again, you're going to see when Oliver Taza tries to do a rolling knee bar, that Mika already had the leg hooked in, and that's what I was just, he's so sharp. That's a beautiful scramble, though, there by Taza to come back out to the top momentarily.
You know, speaking with Damian Maia the other day, he made a reference. He said, you know, Mika feels like a Marcelo Garcia reborn, you know, but I have to disagree. He's a little bit of Jacare. He's a little bit of Marcelo. He's got the takedowns of Jacare, the explosive counters that he has and submissions, and he's got some beautiful back takes like Marcelo Garcia. Just an amazing athlete. But Oliver Taza is one of Canada's elite-level grapplers, training at one of the best gyms in the world in Austin at the New Wave Jiu-Jitsu team. So, you know, Mika's going to have his hands full. They fought before, but Oliver has just been on an incredible run, competing just all over. He's the European Trials winner. He's been competing in every format he could, whether if it's IBJJF, ADCC, Fight to Win, you name it. Taza's done it. So he's got a lot of experience, and he's fought at ADCC before.
He's underneath there again. I think that's a good strategy for him. And he's good at this game as well, but I think this is a good strategy, using those wrist ties, following the wrist tie back in underneath.
Oliver Taza, definitely known for his leg locks, but as I said, he's got ADCC experience, which is crucial. We've seen many phenoms lose in the opening rounds just because of lack of experience, you know, maybe them just getting a little too anxious and, you know, feeling the pressure of the crowd and, you know, just the pressure of them coming into this event. Taza has no pressure.
Yeah.
You know, Taza's been here before. You know, he doesn't have that weight on his shoulders like Mika. But one thing I've noticed with Mika, man, although he's very young, probably one of the youngest here in the tournament, next to Kolabate, a little bit younger than Mika, but Mika's been competing his whole life. And whether it's, you know, as a young kid, competition is competition. He's competed in jiu-jitsu, gi, no-gi. He's done wrestling. He's done amateur bodybuilding. The guy can do the full splits. He's done everything. He's doing gymnastics tournaments in the jungles of Manaus sometimes.
He's working himself not only to the mount, but to the back here. So there's going to be a race. If his head stays behind Taza, there's going to be a real race, and that's it. Taza needs to get his back on the mat right away and get out of this mount. Good set of movements there.
Yeah.
Taza's got to slip this left elbow around, and maybe he's just a bit worried that Mika will start attacking that arm, but he had some good movements there to get out of that, but just left his left arm behind.
Yeah, you know, amazing movement by both competitors. Taza is trying to spin out, but Mika is just riding him like a surfboard and just transitioning and adapting to every movement, going to a new position, re-angling himself. Now he progresses, trying to progress back to mount. And he's got this ability to hit mount or back at a split second by turning his hips. Look at that. Beautiful sweep there by Mika Galvão.
That is, there we go. Taz is finally out there. He's been like just so close to being out every time there, and then finally he was able to keep those arms in good position on the hip line. And
so this is where it gets interesting, because Taza knows if he tries a leg lock shootout, the danger is his back being taken by Mika. Mika's really good at taking the back from the leg locks, so he's got to be very careful when he ducks under, when he gets underneath Mika with those legs. But Mika's just not letting it happen right now.
Now this is going to be interesting. I don't know if there is actually a score that might have went on the board. I can't see, but that's close. I can't see the scoreboard, but I'll tell you what, because the reason why I say that is Taza came up right before points. And then Mika had his leg with a single, and he went down. So we'll have to see.
Yeah, we'll have to check the replay. Also, the 3-second rule, that it happened within the 3 seconds, after the 3 seconds, which is a major part of the ADCC intricate scoring system here. So we'll go check the replay later. But Mika Galvão still on top here of Oliver Taza. Less than 4 minutes to go. Taza trying to frame, trying not to allow Mika to put that pressure on. Now when it gets to standing, Taza's got some nice arm drags, he's got some nice takedowns as well. But like I said, Mika's, trained in amateur wrestling quite a bit in Manaus. He's actually a Luta Livre black belt as well. But with points on, no guard pulling will be, well, guard pulling is allowed, but you get penalized. So I think we're going to be seeing a lot more takedown battles for the remaining 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Three minutes left. Mika kind of faking left and right, tying up with Taza here. Using that constant forward pressure here, head to head.
Oliver's looked good. I'm impressed with him this match. Very good. So let's see if he can really get a single. If he wants to get to that guard, he's going to have to get a single, actively attack that single, and then be able to get in back into his guard if that's what he really wants. He's looked good. Shot by Mika, now single. So let's see how Taza's defense. He's got to keep on that wrist, angle his right foot out. Be careful putting his head down too low.
And I mentioned the counterattacks of Mika. I think, nice takedown. Sweet. Trying to finish that single there off to the other mats. Got to stabilize for 3 seconds. Butt on the mat to score. Galvão around the hips.
You can see that nice shelving. He's got that left leg shelved up. Well, he's using his left leg to shelf Taza's leg. Oh boy, now Taza's really going to have to begin turning. He did.
You notice Taza was posting on his right arm, and Mika was just like swatting it,
hammering it.
Just trying to break down that frame to get him down. Eventually got him down. So it'll be interesting to see. They're giving the 2 for Mika. He was able to stabilize for long enough to get those 2 points. Now, a minute left. Taza really needs to work here.
Yeah.
Mika now, look at the back take of Mika Galvão. He shot that left hook in all the way around the hips, got both hooks in, prime position now, gonna get the points for the back control, going for the rear naked. I think this is just absolutely frustrated Taza here.
Yeah.
.40 seconds left. Mika Galvão on the attack. Don't forget, guys, you can watch all matches going on at the same time using our multi-mat technology here at the ADCC. Look at that, Mika now climbing up for an armbar on Oliver Taza, switching to omoplata. Taza escapes there.
It's a wonderful escape there by Taza.
Yep.
I mean, he's really looked good this match.
He has.
Looks like he's going to come up a little short, but really looked good.
Yeah. 5 seconds left in this match. Oliver Taza, Mika Galvão. And Mika Galvão gets the win 5-0 against Oliver Taza. 2022 ADCC World Championship. So let's take a look at the bracket here. Mika Galvão will advance in the 77 division and face the winner of Nikki Ryan versus Renato Canuto, which is happening right now. Congratulations. Mika Galvão, an amazing debut against the
JT Torres, the red ankle band, PJ Barch on our right here.
Coming into this bracket, PJ Barch expressed a lot of confidence. Here he's up against the under 77 kilogram division champion. JT Torres has not been scored on in ADCC since 2011, Chase.
That's a ridiculous stat. Yeah, JT, so composed. Never opens the gap at all. I think he has some of the cleanest jiu-jitsu and grappling, wrestling, everything really in any category here this weekend. Really is precise. One of the hardest workers in the room, and we are in a pretty tough room today, Jake.
Oh, absolutely. It'll be interesting to see what kind of strategy PJ Barch employs, given the fact that JT is such an accomplished wrestler.
Actually spoke to PJ Barch at 10th Planet Oceanside. I went there a couple weeks ago to film some of their training and stuff. And he said prior to this ADCC World Championships, he just went into trials thinking, I'll wrestle and submit. He didn't really care about strategy, wasn't too concerned about the points or scoring systems. He just said, I'll just take them down and submit. That's what matters. Then he didn't quite get the results he wanted at trials, made it fairly far. That's why he's here today. And he put a renewed interest in doing the homework, doing the study, and talking to people who've had success. So he's much more clued in now on not just what you need to do as a grappler, but as a strategist coming into ADCC.
That is the kind of strategy you're going to need to beat a strategist like JT Torres.
JT with the level change there. Yeah, nicely done by PJ, though, with a good sprawl. Little throw
and here we go.
On a single here, going out of bounds. Good look, though, from PJ Barch. Both men not afraid to fire up some shots early. I like that. Sometimes we see a match where no one commits to a takedown until points. Here we're seeing some action. Oh, and they reset with the single leg in play, but JT's out of there quick.
Immediately stomps his foot to the ground. Oh, looking for a duck under. JT remaining very active in this match. Not too uncharacteristic for JT anyways, but figured I'd share. Referee calling for a little bit more action out of both competitors. PJ Barch invited to trials by Mo Jassim. And what an opportunity in front of him, right, Chase? I mean, didn't get the result he wanted at the last possible qualifying event, and yet finds himself here at the World Final against the reigning world champ. What an absolute ride that would be if he were to come out victorious here, huh?
Yeah, that would be something. Certainly a credit for Mo Jassim knowing how to pick him, but JT in on a great shot. That's a classic move from JT Torres. It's probably his favorite takedown in his arsenal.
And it's such an intelligent takedown too, Chase, because it mitigates the possibility of turtling up. When you end up already covering the hips of your opponent, he lands oftentimes in this position, this double butterfly or half guard or even closed guard in some instances. And that is such a great spot to end up. It guarantees that 75% of your opponent's back is on the mat.
And PJ scrambles back to the feet. It's kind of rare for JT to have to do things twice in this game. Usually he's pretty much one by one knocking them off by the numbers, but good work by PJ Barch. Still no points yet. We are approaching, though, rapidly the 5-minute mark.
You know, that's what makes this such an interesting matchup, though, Chase, is this is a very good jiu-jitsu-based wrestler in PJ Barch. Does he have the experience ADCC of JT? No, but it still makes for an interesting dynamic. And we just saw one of the fruits of that dynamic right now. PJ Barch right back up to his feet. One thing I'd like to note is that JT oftentimes stands completely square with his opponents. Not completely square, but borderline completely square, and that enables him to, more often than not, quickly stuff takedown attempts, whereas I feel like most wrestlers, based off of my experience watching, might adopt more of a one leg forward, one leg back sort of stance.
JT's cardio seems to be absolutely insane right now. He's not even breathing hard. That's get a drop of sweat on him yet. It's crazy.
Still breathing mostly out of his nose. One thing many people have said is a huge characteristic of JT Torres is how strong he is, like how physically strong JT Torres is a huge factor to play into his game. A little bit of crazy action on the other mat. Crowd is getting wild for...
Or all the way off it, if you rather.
That's very true. Mat 3 is actually not on mat 3. It's on sidewalk 3.
Meanwhile, though...
Oh, big shot for PJ Barch! Takes down JT Torres! And lands right in side control. And Chase, that might be a clean takedown.
That's a
here.
4-point score right there
inside control.
PJ Barch.
The very first person to score on JT Torres in 11 years, Chase.
This is quite a deficit to make up for JT Torres.
And a great elevation. PJ Barch is in a great spot here. JT right back in on a takedown. And we'll see the intensity kick up out of the champ here.
Yeah, JT's going to turn it on now. He knows he's got to leave it all on the mats in this match. There is no more game planning for tomorrow. But we know JT has the ability to secure a takedown and go straight to the back.
We haven't seen JT in this spot yet either, Chase. Like, this is a precarious position for the champ to be in.
Make some more noise for these Warriors.
And PJ Barch staying right in his face as well, not giving him an inch to potentially potentially take the match back. Shooting for a takedown, stuffed by PJ.
PJ on the neck now. JT looking for a little duck under, but PJ may be able to counter this.
JT Torres now on his back. We'll see if the game plan for PJ is going to be to keep him on his back and not let him back up to his feet, where the wrestling might become a factor once again. Oh, JT throwing an omoplata. It's going to be hard to finish an omoplata in no-gi.
He's got a pretty good bite on that thing, though. He's trying to roll it for a sweep, but PJ is able to escape. JT throwing the kitchen sink at PJ here, but the 10th Planet representative only needs to hang on for a minute 15 seconds to pull off the biggest upset we've seen all day.
Oh, another inside trip opportunity. It's met with an underhook, but he still might be able to finish this. Gets his leg right out of it. The defense of PJ Barch is coming in clutch here at the end.
There's a negative that's been awarded to PJ Barch. I just noticed that. I'm not sure when that popped up.
That's going to take the score down
just to
3-0. And those of you guys who are watching on the multicam on FloGrappling.com have been in for a treat. Wagner Rocha and Pedro Mourinho coming down to the wire. 4 minutes of overtime left on that match. And over here, PJ Barch is 20 seconds away from taking out the king of the under 77 kilogram division.
Two negatives have been awarded in total to PJ Barch. A takedown for JT would tie it, but I don't think there's going to be enough time. We're at 6 seconds.
From falling short at West Coast Trials to being invited and now to taking out the champ, PJ Barch is going to Sunday.
Wow, what a story. What a story for PJ Barch.
Oh my goodness. Can tell JT Torres a little disappointed with the way the match went. He looked like an immovable object for most.
Arena in Las Vegas. Dante Leon, Mateusz Jastrzębski. Winner's gonna move on to the semifinals tomorrow.
Both guys advanced here by submission as well. Jastrzębski took out William Tackett, and Dante Leon, he took out Magid Haig.
Immediately off the reverse De La Hiva trying to does double up on both legs. He's got a heel hook here. Dante able to get his legs free. I mean, Jastrzębski is just going to spam these. You know what I mean? Yeah, look at this. He's got good connection.
Legs.
He's trying to get that leg caught up on in his neck, right? In the crook of his neck. He's trying to bring that ankle up, I feel like. Dante does a good job of inserting that right foot, using that right leg as a first line of defense here. Stuffing that top leg as well to keep his knee line free.
Yeah, and look, he may be using that to set up the cross ashi style position on this other leg.
Slip it through. You see, he's trying like a.
He's trying
like a.
To just rip a leg off.
Yeah, I gotcha.
But I thought he might have been using that far side pressure there.
Yeah.
To pull himself into a cross ashi on this other leg.
Reverse De La Riva here.
And Dante staying low this time. Not going to let Shashinsky spin underneath him so easily next time.
Yeah, and by doing that too, addressing that top leg, Shashinsky again. And Shashinsky will start that inversion and then come back.
Yeah, but see how Leon retreated his hips,
Yep.
straightened his leg, and left it out there for him to control, but didn't allow the spin under to the hips at all.
Lassos that leg back over top. Leon back to the feet. Tried to look to get in on a body lock here. Shashinsky immediately reversed De La Riva and tried to invert.
This is definitely a battle of styles here. Shashinsky, very much about his guard, trying to spin underneath.
Yo, and Dante's so well-rounded and very good defensively and offensively with the legs. Don't get me wrong, we've seen him submitted with leg attacks before, but incredibly knowledgeable. You see him addressing that top leg, trying to stop any kind of inversion.
I feel like Dante does his best work, though, when he's either wrestling or wrestling up.
Yes. Oh, yeah. I study his wrestling from De La Riva, reverse De La Riva. It's what I study. It's what I teach from my De La Rivas and reverse De La Rivas. I study him. You even look back at his match against Lepre in 2019. His wrestle-up's just fantastic. And the half guard here, shielded across. Combat base, back to the feet.
Trying to get underneath again.
Right, trying to get to the far leg that time. Again, Dante incredibly aware.
Leon bouncing off of these leg attacks the way that I expected to see Tackett bouncing off of.
Yeah, yeah. But you want to know what, too, is his hips are out and back in, out, back in, out, back in. Like he frees them right back in, frees them right back in. I think it's because he doesn't fear the position at all. I think he's so confident in his offense and defense that he doesn't mind being in the heat at all. Framing off from Shashinsky, almost like Dante's getting too close. It's funny how sometimes you want him near and then all of a sudden it's just a little too much. Pushing forward here. Is Dante Leon. Just an update, Mat 1, Mika Galval will move on to the semifinals. We'll move on to face the winner here. Left side of the bracket going to be Barch and Cade Ruotolo.
That's another, again, we're going to see those two.
Yeah.
That's going to be a rematch from the trials.
Leon still trying to pierce this knee through here. 40 seconds until points. Dante Leon, 4th place finish in the 2019 ADCC World Championships. Again, big win over Lucas Lepre. Nice underhook here off the stack.
And just totally sells out for the legs.
He really does. He has no interest in anything else. It's crazy, but he's so good at it.
Leon's starting to put that pressure down, though.
Because here's the thing, it's not even just a matter of the legs, and we're now into points. It's not even a matter of the legs, like his ability to re-guard, you know, not allow the passes. Like I said, he had a great trial, really good trials run, both times. And again, they're staying active enough where we still haven't seen an even call for action. We still haven't seen a warning, nothing like that. Inversion again here by Shashinsky.
Changes direction, coming back under for the De La Riva style play now.
And again, immediately with an answer is Dante. You know what I mean? Dante immediately has an answer. Yeah, looking at crab ride, get to the back.
Shashinsky got that hook in on the inside.
Shashinsky saw him trying to get to that crab position and just able to get back to the shielded guard here from the half. Dante Leon looking to try to make a 2nd consecutive trip to day 2. I'll be honest with you, I'm surprised we haven't seen Dante come more from the feet. And I know that's where Shishinsky's going to have room.
Yeah, it's just such a hard proposition to try to pass a guy when you know to try to pass him standing when you know he wants to go underneath you. You know he wants to get underneath either leg or get to the back, and it's almost certainly going to be the leg in this case.
I feel like Dante's awareness and defense.
Oh, look at this.
Look at that. Tries to come over top. And again, it's the top. And the reason I say it, it's the top leg of Shishinsky. It's just so difficult to get around. We were saying it with Tackett too. Like, it's just very difficult to get around. Trying to step in here. And this is what I mean. He doesn't care. You know what I mean? Where you'll see people, oh, wow, Shishinsky can use that sweep here. Dante, man, what an athlete.
That was pretty
right,
impressive.
what balance.
I thought Shishinsky was definitely about to try to wrestle up, but man,
this is where I'd like to see him work from. Yeah, this is where I'd like to see him work from and cut from. You know, he's been from the knees for a bit now. I feel like if he can pin the inversion leg, he has the type of passing that can get around this.
Shishinsky just very obviously a puzzle for all these guys today. For Tackett, who's unable to solve the puzzle and ended up getting submitted, and then Leon here really hasn't gotten close to a pass yet.
No, not in anywhere where it was even remotely close. So, and that's what you have to look at too. We're 2 minutes away here. You know, when you talk about judge's decision, you know, where are you at? Again, I'm not calculating initiations. I'm not calculating who's the one that's starting everything, but Shishinsky stays busy from the bottom,
I was going to say, man, he's been the aggressor, really, in my opinion, and now we get a...
Yeah, that's the first time where there was a call for action. First time I've seen a call for action, at least.
Leon looking to pass around the outside a little more aggressively now.
And again, steps inside. You have so many people who, when they're going against leg lockers, are so hesitant to step in. And I get it. You want to step in on your own terms. Dante is just so confident in his ability to defend. Yeah, yeah. That it's irrelevant. He's just going to step in and fight what you're throwing at him. And we see what he's trying to do. You know what I mean? He's trying to get to that inside hip. Now, he's blocked that inversion leg, so that top leg can't cross center. And now, underhooks.
We got a cut?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't even see what happened because it didn't.
Yeah, I didn't either.
Was it a head?
He just got hit in the head.
Okay, I was going to
say.
He's
not cut.
All right. It didn't look like heads clashed.
Yeah, I didn't see it. I didn't have the angle for it.
Shielded off here. Man. And you see Dante immediately trying to get to that body lock, but Shishinsky is just too good at elongating himself and then immediately retracting the knees back. Even coming over on a Kimura or something like that, coming, you know, trying to come off over on a guillotine, something to address that top leg. Or take this into overtime and make Shishinsky stand with you.
That may be what's going on here. Shishinsky, though, trying to create some action from the bottom. He's able to get that leg stretched out and create a little bit of movement.
Trying to move north-south here is Leon.
Still nothing going for either athlete.
Looking to Darce off the pass. Lassos the leg back over top is Shishinsky.
We're going to see overtime, and this is going to be a huge advantage for Dante right here. They're going to go back to the feet, 0-0.
Huge advantage.
Shishinsky.
Huge advantage for Dante right here.
I mean, he may be an amazing wrestler, but we'd never know it. He's been exclusively hunting for his guard.
Through trials, through everything. He even had the match where he came up on the single with Taza and just pulled back down too quick and ended up eating the negative and losing to Taza. Wow, Shishinsky on the shot.
Pushes.
Look at this. Dante finds his opening, already threatening with that left arm. So he's crossbody ride here. No initial hook in. You see Shishinsky using his right hand. Dante is stretching him out, and he's going to look to trap it. Shishinsky. Now, again, I like throwing a threat. I like throwing a threat just to have to make them bring that hand up and simultaneously, there it is, throws that over. Even if he traps the hand, he's okay.
He just has to clear the hip with the hook.
Another way, too, is trying to bring that right heel to his elbow. Literally like you're trying to touch your heel to your elbow and then slide it into place. Oh, man, really extending here. That could be painful. Dante, big. I don't know if it was a big smile.
That was a smile,
right?
dude.
It did look like a big smile.
That was a smile. He knows he's in position.
There's
exactly
that crank.
right
Shows that secondary hook in.
Oh, he may be
that's
sliding
exactly
off.
what I was
nice
talking
adjustment.
about. Now he can't roll. There we go. He has to roll to the side. Body triangle. And that was all initiated off the threat. The threat pulled Shashinsky's hands up and allowed him to enter. Now, it's not a squared off body triangle. Oh, he's going to get that one.
You got to score
He'll
him
point
for
that, yeah. So Dante's going to be up big here, and I imagine, well, up 3, but I imagine he is going to start really looking for threats. Yeah, not sure why they haven't given him, unless they're trying to say that that left foot hooking the ankle. So they're asking the ref to decide. So he can't see because they're on this side. Now he exit the leg. I don't think they're going to give him
no
the
points.
3.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Wow.
But again, so he's not getting the points. 2.5 minutes remain. Dante definitely has given himself a major advantage now. Now, granted, this was off Shashinsky's shot. Right? All this was off Shashinsky's shot. Just so we understand that, right? This was all predicated off what Shashinsky did. So even though Dante's on the back and in this dominant position, if Shashinsky had
there's
way
the
more, there's the hook.
There's the hook he needed.
And it doesn't matter that it's over the arm, it's irrelevant. Yeah, oh man, did he clear that bottom knee beforehand? He was on the other side, so I didn't see. I don't see them talking for points, so I don't think he's going to get it. But even so, I think that this dominant position has been so significant. Oh, look at this, coming back up. He's going to try to pull back and enter those in. You see him going like a Kimura grip. Shashinsky trying to get his hips away, and Dante just keeping his hips between his knees. That's it.
Oh, he loses
it. Oh, wow.
Off. Shashinsky
so, all right,
ends up going to the top, and now he's going straight for the attack on the foot.
Leg. Now, here's the thing. Shashinsky, there's no score because it was back to chest. So because Dante was on Shashinsky's back, and it was chest to back, there can't be no sweeps or no points scored. So top and bottom needed to be decided. Dante Lee on top position. So again, man, now we go back to what do the judges think? Who was initiating more? Who was starting more of the sequences? How much did it weigh in? We got a minute left here. How much did it weigh in here that Dante's, oh man. Shinsky's very creative with off balancing. How much did the judges weigh the dominant position and control, even though it wasn't a score, over the initiations? I think that's what we're looking at.
I think this is going to be really hard to call. I think Shashinsky has done a great job creating off balances, creating opportunities for himself to spin under the inside. But really, positionally, Leon, even though he didn't get the back, he had the back. You know?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
For all intents and purposes, except the intent and purpose of scoring.
Of actually getting the points. Back to the feet is Leon. Final 10 seconds here again. Going to be hard pressed to be able to score in this. And again, an indicator on how close it was is how long the judges and ref talk, which is what we're going to see. Dante Leon, Mateusz Shashinsky. Winner is going to take on Mika Galval tomorrow in the semifinals.
Hey, you got to say, either way that this shakes out, Shashinsky really made a good showing for himself here.
Definitely deserved that invite.
Yeah.
He was a late replacement for Davi Ramos. All right. Ref's decision. Dante Leon. Dante Leon is going to move on to face Mika Galvo in the semifinals tomorrow. Wow, what a match. All right, so your 77 bracket, Barch versus Ruotolo and Dante versus Mika.
Because Cade Ruotolo versus Roberto Jimenez is up next.
And we are wasting no time. We are jumping right back into things. These two actually faced off at the Road to ADCC last July 2021. With Cade Ruotolo taking the win there, but we had nominated it for Match of the Year. It was so competitive. Roberto had some great moments in that. They've definitely evolved as athletes since then. Here they are today of round 2 at ADCC, the World Championships.
Cade Ruotolo, very fluid, almost sort of an unorthodox stance. Oh, and here we go! All right, I'm going to stay back here just in case I got to get up again.
It's okay. We got a line of photographers. They'll sacrifice themselves for us, I'm sure, Jake. It'll be fine.
Roberto Jimenez very stoic in his face, pressing forward.
Yeah, you mentioned Cade is unorthodox. He really has some unconventional shots. He'll go for an ankle pick from really far range. Likes to mix it up. But Roberto Jimenez here. Double unders. Making things very uncomfortable for Cade.
Now really trying to pick up the double unders is Roberto Jimenez and almost getting swept with a little trip there by Cade Ruotolo. Oh, and looking for the Uchimata over the back with the leg in between, elevating.
Oh, but Roberto counters, lands in side control, but look out for the buggy. Cade is already hunting the buggy.
And Roberto, look at Roberto immediately taking his arm back behind Cade Ruotolo's leg there. You saw the left arm really come. And look at Cade forcing it to the other side to force the buggy choke.
Oh!
My goodness, these two are swinging.
And Cade reverses the position and land on top. Very few can do that when Roberto Jimenez has his sights set on your back. Drops back now for a leg.
Oh, and this is possibly dangerous for Roberto, and he gets a tap! Cade Ruotolo is moving to Sunday. Takes out Roberto Jimenez.
What a match.
Mika Galvão, Renato Canuto. Canuto had a very impressive performance versus Nicky Ryan earlier. And Mika Galvão, as always, has looked stellar as well.
Yeah, let's get into this one. Mika in the Brazil rash guard, Renato rocking the all black. And as you said, Renato Canuto put on an impressive pace on Nicky Ryan. It was touch and go in the first 5, but afterwards totally dominated the tempo. Managed to secure the back, nearly get the finish if there's more time. It may have come.
Yeah, I would say Renato a little more well known for his pace here on a little bit more of a, then there we go. We see a big takedown attempt from Mika Galvão. Immediately on the back of Renato Canuto, searching for the submission already. But Renato clears his head of trouble.
And that's the thing about Mika's game. He is so confident. He just flows through these transitions and scrambles. He knows he's going to get it back. You can just see it out there that he's willing to dive on something with no fear of losing a position.
I think it's that kind of confidence that leads him to make all these, what we might think are crazy, outlandish judgment calls on what submissions to really go for. And here we see a heel hook attempt. Will this be it? It looks tight. Renato is doing what he can to extract his knee, but
I think the heel slipping. Yeah, it slipped.
There it is. Renato Canuto is out. One thing he was able to do that entire exchange, Chase, was keep Mika from giving both of his legs a lot of tension. Mika did not have both of his legs initiating the lock, and that gave Renato the space he needed, albeit it was very little space.
Great work from Hanato. Now he's on top. And he's got such a creative passing game himself. Happy to dive over the top. Even backflip if he wants to.
That's something we've seen him do many, many times.
Oh, Mika diving on an arm now.
Every single attempt you give, Mika can take advantage of. One knee cut attempt, and Mika already's on an armbar.
Beautiful work from Mika Galvao. Great show of respect from Hanato. Man, Mika Galvao is just unstoppable.
It's so fast, we almost don't have time to react to it, Chase.
Yeah, it's so clean.
Like, I would need to see a slow motion replay of that to have a proper reaction to it. It was over just like that.
The score in overtime, but again, until he wasn't, PJ was leading that dance. So Cade has found a way to pull out the win in both of their previous matchups. What's it going to look like today in the ADCC rule set against PJ, who just showed mastery of the rules against the master of the rules in JT Torres?
Yep. Which was just incredible that happened. Just incredible.
4-point play on it. Hit a 4-point play.
And it was,
and
man, it wasn't like there was
a
ton of movement too. Like when he put JT down, like JT was like in concrete. So we're gonna get Dante Leon.
It looked a lot like what Nicky Rod Miragali looked like, where he just, once he was down, he just locked him up.
Yep, Pena, Nicky Rod Pena.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Pena, not Miragali.
So Dante Leon got to this position by submitting Majid Hage, taking out Mateus Shashinsky, Mika Galvao taking out Oliver Taza, submitting Hanato Canudo. Man, this is going to be a fun one. Very well-rounded. Both these guys are so well-rounded. Dante.
Mika may be the most exciting guy in the world.
Leon in the neon.
Neon.
Neon Leon today.
Leon. Or Neon Leon. I like that rash guard.
This is going to be fun, man. So, you know, both are really well-rounded. I think I would really like to see this play out with Mika on the bottom and Dante on top and see how those two styles clash. That's just a fan.
I tell you what, I feel like both of these matches that are going on right now are must-watch TV.
Yes, and again,
Mika
you can do that.
Yeah, you can.
Go to FloZone. You can watch both these matches simultaneously on your screen, and every match that's happened today and yesterday and beyond. Check out the archives on Flow Arena. Underway here. Leon in the green, yellow and green for Galvao. Galvao, black belt under his father, Melky.
Already on a
Galvao,
single.
Jiu-jitsu. Oh, guillotine here. Oh, man, chin strapped hard here by Leon.
And absolutely perfect reversal by
Mika
Galvao.
just finds his way to top side control off that scramble, which is something that Mika Galvao may be the best in the sport in a scramble.
He's the best scrambler I've ever seen.
It's almost
He's
like
the best I've ever seen.
When it looks like a scramble, it's not. It's choreographed to him. You know, he's an amazing athlete. His father, I give his father a ton of credit. What he's done with those Manaus boys is just absurd. You know, to not have many resources to be able to put such talent out is just incredible. Dante Leon from the bottom position here. Again, there's no points yet. We're a minute in here.
I tell you what, they got the #1 resource down there, and that's a gym full of people that want it.
Exactly.
And when you've got
and
that,
a coach who really
and you've got
cares,
a great
man.
mastermind leading the way. You got a room full of athletes that want to win. You can do some magical things no matter where you are.
Yeah. Trying to get them back. That was a beautiful, beautiful setup for Mika Galvao. You see Leon trying to control that first leg so that he could turn in to at least get himself to where he's not. Wow, look at this. So he's seatbelted. You see Leon trying to bring that leg over his head, and he's trying to triangle off here. Is Mika Galvao. He will lock. Dante locks over top of that leg, but he really has to keep his right arm protected right now. I feel like Mika's going to try to get himself cross-bodied here to where he can either triangle or arm lock that arm that he's trapped already. And I think he's going to be incredibly patient with it, B-Mac.
Mika just has so many incredible ways to win. He's such an amazing submission artist. He's not, he's from this new generation of guys, but somehow he's a master of every submission, like every position he finds himself in.
Yeah.
He's an assassin there.
Yep.
Look at this rear triangle. We've seen him use the rear triangle before. If he could get that foot free.
Yeah, Dante picked up on that quick.
It's a real problem.
Dante got Heath Pedigo in his corner. Rolls through here. Good job of tipping out of it. Leon, very good job recovering himself. That and where he wants to be on bottom, right, B-Mac? Like, this is a situation where Leon is very comfortable in.
Yeah, he's one of the best in the world at wrestling back and scoring from the bottom position. The problem is, you've got to do that against a guy who's a master of scrambles. Every time there's movement created, Mika Galval finds a way to capitalize on it and put you in danger.
And not that I think it would affect him, but Mika's right hand heavily, heavily taped. Don't know if that's a jammed thumb or something like that, but
yeah, interesting. I didn't get to see up close his matches yesterday,
yeah, me neither,
so I didn't notice if that was the case.
Fell on it wrong or something.
I'll tell you what, he got enough tape on his hands to he should invest.
Staying half guarded here is Leon. Frames to the inside, trying to keep from getting flattened out here by Galval.
You saw Leon try to create a little movement and elevation there, off balance, and Galval just rode the position like a stone with his hips.
We are 1:20 to points here. Bottom position for Adamus Jiu-Jitsu.
Look at that step over to the leg drag.
Fighting Systems, Dante Leon.
Good pummeling work by Dante to get his foot back in position.
Trying to work his way up the body here is Galval. You see how it's like a slow climb?
Yeah, he's amazing. I think really pound for pound, you can make a strong argument he's the best player in the world right now. He's great when it compresses down into this tight, slow game like this.
And it's great when it's wide open.
He initiated all of this
yes.
with a single leg, Shows great submission, great finishing, great passing.
We've said this a lot, B-Mac, and he's not scared to pull the trigger.
That's exactly
He's not worried about
special.
what can go wrong. He just wants to try at least first. So he just pulls the trigger and then sees if it ends up.
Yeah, he's so young, nothing's ever went wrong before.
Exactly. So. Wait till you're 30, kiddo.
Oh, here we go.
Deep half here. And, man, he sat through on it so much.
Got to be careful, though.
Yeah.
Back take's still alive here for Dante.
Yeah, very much alive. And let's see what he does with that right leg.
He's getting himself into this truck position.
He does. Look at this. Dante Leon manufactures himself to top position. Oh, man. And we are in points now. We are in points. Man, so I didn't see if he started that right at the 5-minute, though, because that would have been interesting if he was holding back and then right at that 5 exploded to go for that sweep, or if it was just incredible timing.
I think it was just beautiful timing, yeah.
But here's what we're seeing much more now in the last 30 seconds since points are involved.
Dante's active off the bottom.
Seeing elevations, right? Now we're seeing separation and elevation with Dante from the bottom. So he very well might have been trying to kind of preserve himself for the last 5 minutes to be able to really turn up the pace.
Well, Dante no stranger to this kind of pressure. He's been here before.
Collar tie, trying to force that right elbow inside, trying to beat the frames of Leon is Mika. But again, easier said than done. And again, you can watch simultaneously both matches going on right now if you go to Flow Zone, and anything of the matches that have already happened, Flow Arena. And B-Mac, where do you go to now to follow the brackets?
Arena.FloGrappling.com.
Oh, in on an arm here. Went on that razor arm bar from Leon. And trying to get in on the leg here, looking like he's trying to K-guard into the leg. Mika sat back on it. All right, so this wasn't really an attack. So Mika sat to his hip. Now, I'm going to tell you that if Dante comes up,
this could be a sweep.
He's going to get the sweep. Okay, Mika pushes back. And I'm going to tell you why, because Dante didn't attempt anything. He just pulled the leg straight, right? So when Mika sat, it wasn't like he was defending something. You know, he just sat to kind of avoid the position. I believe if Dante would have just sat up from there, he would have got the sweet points. Now you see
Mika getting heavy now.
Yeah, aggressively trying to cut through.
This is the same position we saw in regulation. Cross feet, Z-guard. Mika now starting to pressure down.
Trying to flatten him out here. And look at this, getting a little deeper under in the half guard. He was able to get his underhook. Mika addressed that. Butterflied in here.
Oh, this is the spot,
Exits
though.
the butterfly.
And nice job winning the inside space back.
Trying to body lock here. And again, notice what's he doing? Moving the head out of position. Forces this to a half guard. Now Mika turning this to pressure passing. Keeping that grip right at the shoulder blade. So when he leans forward, it's incredibly uncomfortable. See where his that hand positioning is? How he has it right on the blade of the shoulder. Like, it's incredibly uncomfortable and difficult to bridge when your shoulders are off the mat like that.
And he's driving his weight up across that, making it very heavy. This is where good black belts go to die.
Yep.
The bottom of half guard.
Butterfly. Oh, man, and that might have almost helped scoot him past. No, good job by Leon to recover. And also, too, like, you're wondering how much influence are these elevations, pushaways, pull the leg out? You know what I mean? How much are they playing into a judge's decision?
Hard to say, man.
Especially when we're not tracking it. Like I said, like, these judges and refs have to be so close to tracking everything that's happening in the match, where we're just calling it and seeing what's fun. But, you know that all these pushes and off balances and starts from Leon count for something. Trying to cut this knee through.
I really feel like it's Mika leading the dance. Though,
yeah,
for
sure.
Part. But I don't think either guy's going to take a big risk here without getting to the overtime first.
1 minute to go, and we again no calls to action, nothing like that yet.
And that's a bad spot here for Dante. Mika could definitely develop a pass here in this last minute from this position. Dante's flattened out there, top of the half guard.
This
for
is
Mika.
as flattened out as he's been too, big B-Mac. Trying to get those hips higher, trying to shake this knee free. Pushes it off to the side, underhooked here. And just an update on mat one. Cade Rotolo moves on to the finals with a submission over PJ Barge. Back to the feet here for Mika and Dante Leon. 30 seconds remain before OT. It is loud in here. This is what this is what 12,000 people sound like. Winner of this match will take on Cade Rotolo in the finals. 10 seconds remains.
Hey man, I've been to a lot of sporting events.
That was crazy.
I've never heard an eruption
felt
like
like commentating. That was really hard to hear. I'm not gonna lie, that last 30 seconds of this match was hard to hear. It's an incredible crowd here. What they've done this year for ADCC is just unbelievable, unprecedented. Mercy grips in the center here. Mika doesn't even mess around. Guillotine here from Leon. Leon's got to use this to get back up, and he does.
Excellent work by Dante.
And just so people know, if Mika shoots and Dante has the guillotine, no points can be scored until the submission is off and it's been controlled for 3 seconds after that. So a lot has to happen with it when you're doing a takedown and somebody has a submission applied. Mercy grips here. In the center. Oh, trying to foot sweep to that outside. We're seeing that a lot, that far side foot sweep.
Yeah, a lot of people using that.
Jeez. Mika picks it up, doubles it up.
Oh, nice play by Dante.
Yeah, he's got a head and arm. Oh my gosh, is he able to get that leg over? Nice job by Dante here, but again, this is countering Mika's. Man, Mika's so good on a scramble.
Still there.
He might get the two for that.
He might get two for that.
He initiated all of that. Yeah, he gets the two. Mika Galvao is going to go up. I believe you see the table talking. He is. Mika Galvao up 2-0 here on Dante Leon. Now again, there was so much stuff dynamically that happened. You know, Dante had that guillotine, almost took it to top position. But once that guillotine was free, everything was initiated and started from the takedown attempt. So it has to end with that sequence. Mika ends up on top. He gets his 2. So now Dante has a little over 3.5 minutes to have to score twice. Unless he can get a 4-point or a 3-point move, he's going to have to score twice on Mika.
And the closed guard is not the position to create movement. Oh, they give the warning to Mika. All right, what's the discussion here?
Not sure. 3:20 remains here. Bottom position for Dante Leon. Top position for Mika Galvão.
Oh, shoulder crunch.
Yeah.
It's a good position for Dante. If he can work himself back into a butterfly hook on that opposite side with that, can really create a lot of movement, sweeping opportunity.
Looked like he was trying to drop into K there, maybe wrestle up or get into a leg entanglement. Pushes back off here, trying to step back in is Mika. Again, looked on that far arm was Leon, but Mika had good head positioning this time. You see now Mika using his head, right, to kind of cover his shoulder so that Dante can't get to it.
Dante really wants that underhook over there on that right side. He's trying to dig for it. He found himself there from the closed guard, but when you hit it from the closed guard, you need to get back to a butterfly hook so you can create the elevation and the movement to utilize it. So now he was looking for it from an earlier spot. Here's a nice little off balance. Galvão, so beautiful with his base, man.
And this is Dante's spot, man.
It is.
Like Dante's daily Hiva, reverse daily Hiva. You go back and watch his 2019 ADCC against Lucas Lepri. Amazing wrestle up from, I believe it was his reverse daily Hiva there. Shielded here, split squat from Galvão as he tries to slip past that leg. Nice inversion from Leon. Under 2 minutes, BMAC.
This is the spot where Dante has his best chance to score. You know, he's down 2-0, but he's making moves here. Here's a very nice play, and he chooses to come back to the feet.
All right.
Galvão been able to grab a single leg on him twice, though, in this match.
And I'll say for what he has to accomplish as far as scoring twice or a 4-point score, I think it's going to be the easiest from this position. I think it was a very good idea for Leon to stand back up.
Oh, he's in deep.
And on the double, Mika trying to not concede here. I mean, listen, back is a 3-point move.
Yes,
Dante Leon's in really good position with 1:10 to go here, BMAC.
Here's the first one.
Wow, he can stretch him out. If he can triangle off here. Oh, Mika does a good job of pulling himself back through, but he's going to get to 2, right?
Oh, well, it depends on how long was he turtled.
Yeah.
How long was he turtled?
Okay.
They do give him the 2.
He gets the 2. Dante
He's got
Leon.
the point.
So he's got to stay busy here, too, looking to get on that arm as he is trying to stay busy. Mika trying to elevate from bottom here.
Leon getting onto the body lock pass. Can he create?
Wow, what a huge moment in the match here for Dante Leon. Like I said, it was in his best interest to stand back up. You got to score twice on Mika. From the bottom is going to be the hardest one to get the first one, that's for sure. You know what I mean? Well, sweeping Galvão is probably going to be the hardest thing to do.
And then the second hardest thing would be getting close enough to get your hands together, and he's there too.
Dante's done both of that in less than a minute.
He's going to have to clear the space on his left side. See if he can step his knee through.
Yeah, and he's got good head position here.
He wants to go the other way.
Is he trying to get back? Oh, is he trying? He might be trying to sprawl past this leg, or maybe trying to have to counter back from Mika's overhooks too.
Just get him to overcommit and flip his hip at the last second, make a quick play. But he's got that body lock. Here he goes. Here he goes. They're giving a warning. Let me see if that was a point.
Oh no, they pulled 2 back from Leon. Well, they pulled Leon's 2 points back. All right, so they pulled Leon's 2 points back off the screen. I'm not sure.
And they did it at the last second.
Yeah, they did.
So Leon was playing that match right there like it was 2-2.
Yeah, they took that off the board, and it is not a go, and it's going to be Mika Galvão, your winner, 2-0. They went back and reviewed that takedown.
And I question the 2 points initially myself.
Here we go. Here's from the
because
guillotine.
he was down in the turtle.
Coming to match number 1, PJ Barsh and Cade Ruotolo.
Okay, everyone, thanks for joining us once again on Mat 1. We are back with our next bout. We will have PJ Barsh taking on Cade Ruotolo. 77 kilograms, Jake, has been one of the most intriguing and thrilling brackets of the entire event.
Absolutely. Cade Ruotolo has looked absolutely impressive the entire day, and PJ Barsh is coming off of a huge upset victory, a very clean upset victory over the reigning champ, JT Torres.
Yeah, he scored a beautiful, beautiful, clean takedown, which at ADCC qualifies for 4 points. Sorry, Jake, I just got fired up thinking about it. Beautiful. And this is actually a rematch, twice over now, from first North American Trials, where Cade bested PJ in the semifinals, and they met again at an EBI combat event with Cade ending that match with a buggy choke. But PJ has looked flawless, as you mentioned, taking out the returning champ, JT Torres. How do you think this one might go down?
Man, I think it's going to come down to the strategy of PJ Barsh to deal with the unorthodox style of Cade Ruotolo. We saw Cade Ruotolo snatching submissions from everywhere, submitting Lachlan Giles very quickly with an armbar, and PJ Barsh, like you said, has looked locked down from, you know, falling short at the West Coast Trials to being invited to ADCC. Now he finds himself here on the finals day in the semifinal.
Yeah, not to mention PJ also was able to take out the Viking, Tommy Langacker, in his first round by 3 points. And as we mentioned a little bit on the broadcast yesterday, Barsh has put a big emphasis on strategy and tactics coming into this. And it hasn't slowed down his game at all, but he's much more aware of how to utilize the ADCC scoring system to his own benefit.
Absolutely. Someone who's no stranger to strategy, Cade Ruotolo. I imagine both of these guys had game planned for each other last night. You know, the fighters did have a whole day to prepare for their first round matchup here on Mat 1.
Our other semifinal in 77 kilograms features Dante Leon versus Mika Galvao, and they will set the stage for our final later this evening.
In the corner of Cade Ruotolo is namely Mike Perez, who was the head of a lot of the wrestling training over down there at Atos Jiu-Jitsu HQ, one of the heads of the wrestling program down there, and also strangely AJ Akazarm.
Yeah, AJ ran a lot of his ADCC camp at Atos, and Ty Ruotolo, no surprise to see him in the chair either. We're right into things here. Aggressive start, no surprise to see PJ eager to engage in a little bit of a wrestling. Much more orthodox style than Cade Ruotolo, but that's what makes this fun.
Cade really shuffles from side to side as well. You never know what he's doing or what he's thinking. PJ much more traditional in his stance.
Yeah, Cade has got to be one of the most difficult athletes to game plan for. You mentioned game plans and strat and tactics, but
oh, big single leg from Cade Ruotolo.
Just so aggressive.
He's been described by a lot of fans as a little more, I don't want to use the word reckless, I'll say more aggressively submission-oriented than his brother Ty.
Something that's pretty hard to do, I would say.
Oh, and PJ showing a little bit. I imagine PJ might be the physically stronger of the two.
Look at Cade baiting the shot, opening his arms wide.
Once again, in on a single leg. And this match on the betting odds this morning was so close. Initially, the betting odds were plus 100 for PJ and minus 150, or 155 for Cade Ruotolo. So they're really borderline dead even as far as the fans and those betting online are concerned. That's a very, yeah, you mentioned that, Chase. It's very interesting. He's opening his arms wide, really baiting the shot in. One of Cade's and Ty's biggest weapons is their Darce choke. They even walked out in the opening ceremony and did the Darce choke hand symbol.
The Phantom Darce.
The Phantom Darce.
You know PJ's thinking about taking the bait. He's looking at that. When do I shoot? What's going to happen?
Absolutely. And while Cade has been very quick on these single leg attempts of his own, it looks like PJ's unfazed by them. And you got to think, for both athletes, there's a measured level of caution when it comes to shooting for a takedown. If you're Cade, you shoot, you get sprawled on and possibly your back taken, or put in a guillotine. And PJ Barge, the Darce choke is not far away at any time.
Nice foot sweep there from PJ. Back on the neck, hanging on the head here in this little headlock action. Cade finds the way out though, but nice look from PJ Barch there.
Oh, definitely now running PJ out of bounds is Cade Ruotolo.
That looked like a painful landing in the concrete.
They landed both knees hard on the concrete just now. It's one thing about ADCC, the mats are not where the action ends as long as there is action. You just saw earlier Wagner Rocha and Lucas Barbosa go possibly in the middle margin between us and the fans here.
Almost lots of TV.
One minute until points come into effect in this match. Remember, the first half of every ADCC match, regardless of the length, there are no points scored. In the second half is when points come into effect. Oh, big snap down from Cade. It was definitely a slam dunk level of snap down that Cade just threw on top on PJ Barge.
Just 10 seconds now until we see points go into effect, and you have to think a flurry may be in store as these guys start to try and put some points on the board here.
I agree, Chase. It's been a very measured approach thus far, but now points are in effect. Once again, snatching a single leg, locking a rear naked choke grip on the single leg. A lot of Atos competitors really love to have that grip orientation whenever they go for the single leg to put pressure more down on the quad.
Oh, no. Going for the double now, but counter from PJ Barch.
Oh, and now PJ possibly looking. Looked for a second like he was thinking about throwing his leg over for that arm bar.
Gotta love the tenacity of Cade not wanting to accept position there, right back to his feet. PJ, great timing there in the counter.
You see Cade, as soon as that scramble was kind of broken up, he was right in PJ's face, eyeing him down. You see Ty Ruotolo in the corner of Cade Ruotolo yelling at his brother, standing up and screaming at him. There may be a lot of passion between those two. Oh, a single leg from PJ Barch now. Trying to go around to the back.
like they're going to reset it here. This is the key moment for PJ Barch. He's in a great position now.
Oh, beautiful transition to put the hooks in, using his free foot to open up some space. And once again, that's a very interesting hook on the leg there, Chase.
Yeah, really breaking down Cade's base, sliding that foot out. Cade looking to kind of sit out there, but almost a risky maneuver. PJ Barch still hanging on, dear life.
Cade once again looking for the sit out. PJ Barch looking to put his left hook in now.
He's got one hook in, and he's very high over the top now of Cade. Cade pulling down on the head, hoping he can pull PJ down.
You almost wonder if PJ was looking to potentially go for the Sulawov stretch. Josh Cisneros was used and popularized.
Oh, he's going for the
other
choke hand, maybe the back.
Cade immediately extracts the hook. That was very close. PJ still hunting for it.
PJ Barch just tenacious though right now. Oh, but Cade shoulder to the mat.
Big stiff arm from Cade Ruotolo. Once again, forced in a turtle position. 2 minutes left. Oh, and there's the sit out from Cade Ruotolo, reversing the position. Back up on the feet, and a sit out for PJ Barch to return.
Oh, is Cade on an arm? Is Cade on? No, he's not. He's not chasing the leg.
Oh, and he is in the arm. He's back on it. That's it. Cade Ruotolo submits PJ Barch here and punches his ticket to the final. What a transition.
What a scramble.
He was in such a tough spot. PJ Barch. Oh, and there it is. Backflip celebration.
Whew. That was insane.
Cade Ruotolo, here's a replay, Chase. There's Cade Ruotolo with the fanfare.
Several years. There's a focused Dante Leon getting ready to go against PJ Barch. We will toss to our commentary team over on mat 2.
All right, guys, welcome back to the 2022 ADCC World Championship. Ricardo Ramatoli here with Mr. Sean Williams. We're calling the bronze medal match in the under 77 kilo division between PJ Barch and Dante Leon. PJ Barch having an absolute war with Cade Ruotolo. Yeah. Dante Leon losing by points to the favorite in the division, Mika Galvão. And you know, this one's got some spice on it too. These guys both love to wrestle, love the submissions. A little bit different style. Dante a little bit more calculated in his wrestle ups and takedowns. PJ just having an amazing campaign this division. Pulled off that huge upset against JT Torres, the champion of, two-time champion, I should say, 2017, 2019 champion, JT Torres, that PJ defeated. So that was probably one of the biggest upsets, biggest shockers of this tournament. But Dante Leon looking to get underneath PJ, looking to get to the back, looking to get on top.
Yeah, you said it well, Ricardo. I think PJ made one little mistake because he was looking very good against Cade, but that's all you need.
That's it.
And both of these guys have looked great this weekend. Dante inside De La Riva.
Dante on the bottom with the yellow rash guard now, getting the sweep attempt.
And as you mentioned, I think that's where Dante could be strong in this match, is that wrestle up, going from inside De La Riva to inside and outside rolls and then come up with the leg. But
the thing with this is that, as you just saw, PJ's defense is so smooth. He slides out of singles and doubles if you're not tight enough. And, you know, a half-assed attempt at a takedown is just not going to cut it for PJ Barch. And, you know, that could end up with you on the end of a throw like we saw earlier in this tournament, so you got to be real careful there. But man, Dante, a powerhouse, known for his physicality and strength and really, really sharp technique. You know, it was really anyone's match against him and Vika. They were just having some of the most insane scrambles that I've seen in the entire tournament. But as we said, you know, lost by 2 points, down, but don't count the Canadian out. Coached by Heath Pedigo. You see Boogeyman Martinez in the corner of PJ Barch, as well as ADCC legend Eddie Bravo. 7 minutes, 25 seconds left in this 77-kilogram bronze medal match. Following this, we'll have the Josh Cisneros, Diego Pato matchup, as well as Bianca Basilio and Bia Mesquita rematch from the 2017 finals at ADCC, now for a bronze medal. And it's important to note that for everyone at home, in this ADCC this year, there will now be a new champion in every single division. From top to bottom, male to female, there will be a new ADCC champion crowned in a very short time.
There's Dante rolling underneath and inverting. See if he can come up and get an angle. Still won't matter even if he is able to put PJ down, which is no easy task.
PJ slapping his forearm there.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's I don't know if he's trying to get the lactic acid out of his arm or if he's trying to just call Dante on and daring him to get a 2-on-1 or something. Sometimes those forearms build up and cramp up and get all solid when there's too much gripping going on. More so with Guy, but you never know what's happening here.
PJ going to try to step, well, he was going to try to step out of that guard, step that right leg out. Dante did a good job coming with the left leg over through.
40 seconds till points right now, PJ.
5 minutes and 35 seconds left, so just around 30 seconds, we will have the points awarded. And, you know, that's usually when sometimes when things change in the matches. I expect to see Dante be a little bit more aggressive with his wrestle ups and sweep attempts in about 16 seconds. You know, Dante loves to play top position, but he's not afraid to invert, kind of go with these like leg entanglements, and, you know, he plays it wild and open as well.
Yeah, I think his in inversion to coming up on the leg or a body lock is one of his strong suits from the bottom. PJ backs up nicely right there.
All right, less than 5 minutes to go here. Dante Leon versus PJ Barch, the men's 77-kilogram bronze medal match. Looking forward to the finals later on between Cade Rotolo and Mika Galvão, who will crown the youngest ADCC champion in this weight class. Both Cade and Mika are some of the youngest finalists to ever make the weight class finals, so that'll be very interesting to see. But right now, back to the action. Dante looking for that underhook, elevating PJ a little bit with his legs. PJ with the nice crossface there, but his leg is stuck there.
Dante's got to free his head and bring his head under the waist, and that'll let him get underneath there to start to move the weight, move PJ's weight. Just step around the head here. Dante's got some off balancing work going on. Now let's see if he can scorpion that back leg.
Yeah.
This will be better for him if he can scorpion a bit. He'll be able to keep a better grip, because when they come up, there's going to be an explosion out here if he's not able to get a little bit of a better grip on the leg.
Sean, do you see Dante, you know, sort of clamping on that left leg and maybe bringing his hips down, trying to get to the standing position, or is there something else that he's trying to attempt here?
I think he'd like to scorpion that back leg, get his left leg on the inside, lock a figure 4, so he can extend a little bit, but that he just couldn't get there. That's usually easier to get there on that entry rather than once you're in there, and PJ was pushing away, so.
PJ playing, you know, really oh, there it is. Yeah. Dante on the arm now. Kicks over. He's got it trapped. Dante has some vicious arm locks.
Yeah, the bottom leg is a problem right now unless he can get that back to the inside. If PJ just brings his body up hard, he should be able to shake Dante off, because all about that right leg for Dante is just not in the best position yet. But it's getting there. PJ actually just bring his whole entire body up, push on that top leg. He's actually now in worse position here.
Dante going all in, trying to extend, trying to finish, and he's got it extended. Dante Leon with the submission over PJ Barch. Beautiful job by Dante Leon.
Yeah, you know, PJ actually respected that arm lock too much. He waited too long, and he tried to deal with it low, and he should have just brought his head up and shook it off.
Yeah, that was a super impressive submission, and an emotional Dante Leon finally gets a medal here. It is your 2022 ADCC bronze medalist. Congratulations, Dante Leon from Pedigo Submission Fighting. Making history. He's one of the only Canadians to ever place here at ADCC. Let's kick it back to Kenny Florian with some replay on that match.
The Canadian Dante Leon will be your bronze medal winner in the 77-kilogram division. Getting it done by submission over a very tough PJ Barch. Here's his coach, Heath Pedigo. An emotional Dante Leon right there. Again, losing a close one to Mika Galvao, who will be in your final later today. Here he is working from guard. Framing on that arm, creating a little bit of space. And attacks that Udigatami there. Ends up inverting, goes to the straight arm lock. Looked like he wasn't going to get it at a certain point. PJ, once he postured up, it allowed Dante's legs to get back into play. He inverts again. Gets a nice angle. PJ tries to step over, lost his base, falls to his back, and allows Dante Leon to finish that arm lock. Just beautiful stuff there. A true submission hunter in Dante Leon.
Rotolo's brother Ty Rotolo actually called for this match on a Who's Number One recently.
And now for the 77-kilogram division.
Here at ADCC.
From Brazil, Mika Galvao.
Mika Galvao makes his way, his long-awaited ADCC debut this weekend. Many are calling him the next big thing in jiu-jitsu. Gi, no-gi, BJJ, luta livre, wrestling. He doesn't care if it's grappling. Mika's been there, done that, and won it all.
Yeah, I think we can remove next from that. Mika is a big deal.
Yes,
despite JT Torres being the front runner as a two-time returning champ, Mika Galvao was always in the conversation about who might take home gold at 77 kilos. He's made his way to the final, looking phenomenal throughout. Tough match with Dante Leon in the semis. But man, it is tough to say how you beat this kid.
Mika Galvao from Manaus, Amazonas, Brazil. Manauara's in the house. Takes on Cade Rotolo. Mika from the team Fight Sports. And team Melky Galvão in Manaus, who also has another competitor in the finals next, which would be Diogo Hayes. But man, Mika's got his hands full. Cade Rotolo has looked amazing this weekend.
The United States of America, Cade Rotolo!
Cade Rotolo makes his way to the ADCC mats. This is Cade's first ADCC campaign, and he had an amazing performance. Every single match was a show by Cade Rotolo from start to finish, from opening round to the finals. Cade Rotolo is one of the most exciting competitors, grapplers, jiu-jitsu athletes in the world right now.
Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner from Manaus, Brazil, representing Fight Sports Club at the age of 18, Mika Galvão. And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner from San Diego, California, representing H-House at the age of 19, Cade Rotolo.
Well, we're guessing that it would be a showdown between Mika and JT Torres, the former champion, but we got JT's teammate, Cade Rotolo, one of the most exciting grapplers in the world today, against Mika Galvão. It's Manaus versus San Diego here in the 77-kilogram finals. I got goosebumps, Jay Smith. How you feeling?
Yeah, I'm in awe. It's worth noting Cade Rotolo has secured 3 submission wins on his way to the final. Lachlan Giles, Roberto Jimenez, and PJ Barch. A lot of variety in his game, crazy scrambles, submissions from anywhere. It's really something special to watch him compete.
Cade Rotolo, one half of the Fighting Rotolos. Ty, his brother, twin brother. 2 of the most exciting competitors on the planet today. And, you know, they just throw caution to the wind, Sean Williams. They're going out there. They're doing takedowns. They're doing throws. They're doing back takes. They're doing darces. They're doing marses, whatever you want to call it. They're throwing everything at each other.
Yeah, that's exactly right, and it's unpredictable, right? He's sort of unpredictable, so that makes it hard to deal with him. You saw him just drop down for an ankle pick, just out of the blue, and then he's back up on the collar ties, and there was no real setup, but he's so long and he gets through on things, so he's a little unpredictable.
Mika Galvão, yellow, green, rash guard, blue shorts. Cade Rotolo with the black shorts and rash guard. Mika now. And on the take it, he's got to be careful here. Cade's really good at defending his position. Mika spins out. Cade on top. He's got his neck almost. He's got
to watch the darces here. It's something that he specializes in.
Mika controlling the arm of Cade Rotolo, trying to prevent that darce as Sean Williams is calling. Pushing it away, making space. Cade now using that right knee to inch closer. Gets crossface on Mika Galvão, does Cade Rotolo.
Gotta watch his weight, excuse me, Ricardo.
Yeah.
He's got to watch his weight a little bit. Cade's getting a little far off to the left. And unless he goes over the top of the head and isolates that far arm with his right arm, it's going to have to be, he's got an underhook. He's got to watch that weight.
Mika doing a great job of making space, trying to elevate Cade. Inverting now. Getting to the top position. Tangles up a leg. Cade looking for the back, it looks like.
He's moving that right knee into the hip so he can then push that left leg down and think about taking the back.
Cade's counter ability, I want to say, is just next level.
I would say that it's arguable he's the best. The two brothers are the best two at that counter, that particular counter, that back take off of heel hook opportunity.
You know, I can't remember the last time we've seen Mika Galvão in any sort of bad position, but every time he's there, he works his way back to a guard, extends his legs, pushes Cade away. Now he's coming back on top. But again, every time he's making space on Cade, Cade counters right away. Rotolo is known for their foot stomp passing system, which forces their opponents to normally try to attack their legs with their arms, which sets up the darces and anacondas that they love to do.
Well, they love to put a pace on their opponents, right? They want to break them down. You know, it's not the first punch, it's the 30th jab that lands and really causes some damage, and that's how they do their passing. And again, kind of showing the darce there a little bit is Cade, covering the face, making things nasty. He knows this is a long match. He can just try and do his best to wear Mika down.
Mika on the bottom, hooking the leg with his arms. He's got a strong lock on that. Inverting now, little, would we call that a matrix guard? Right to 50-50, or no, going right to the heel, I should say. Mika now getting to the back, and Cade with the nice counter. Mika's got double unders here. 15 minutes, 30 seconds left to go. Battle of Brazil versus America here in Las Vegas. Team Fight Sports versus Team Atos.
Yeah, Cade should keep him right here because Mika has double unders, so you don't want to lift him up too far. You can drop underneath you and drop onto the feet, but he's unlocked his hands now.
I think he's weaponized his hair at this point.
I told you, it's just
everything's
unpredictable. Everything can be a weapon, that's right. There he's now. Did a good job to peel those underhooks off.
So dropping a little bit into what we might call K-guard, looking for that matrix back take, which also opens up some leg attacks here.
It does. Usually it lends you to that backside position, backside 50-50 or whatnot, but
they have two very different speeds. Mika is just, it's not slow, but it's not rushed, whereas Cade scrambles fast. But every time Mika does transition, he's able to just slip right into another one, whereas Cade is a little bit more dynamic with his passing and counters and back takes. Big contrast to styles, but you know, these are two of the youngest competitors in ADCC, looking to make history and become one of the youngest champions of the ADCC Submission Fighting World Championship. Look at how Mika just constantly recovers, and Cade just does not stop moving on the top.
Yeah, Cade is doing an excellent job of keeping his legs safe, even though Mika's has a lot of offensive opportunity here. But Cade keeps freeing his legs, keeping them on the insides, grabbing the ankles with his wrist, keeping them. He's doing a good job. Now there is a potential that if Mika can go get his bottom leg underneath like this, so false street position. He had that over the overwrap of the other leg, which would have been interesting. For a calf
there is
slicer.
A calf slicer here from that position too. Mika in on deep there.
This is a good counter for Cade though. The problem with that calf slicer is that you can leave your other leg open for an attack, and that's kind of what's going on right now. Is that you have to be a little cautious of that, because if you have a flexible quad, that can be hard to get finished in.
Cade just reefing on that heel there.
And it's a good attack on Cade has. He could also switch to a toe hold attack.
Mika gets his foot out.
Great use of the wizard there from Cade, but the scramble's not finished yet.
There it is, foot stomp passing in play by Rotolo. Mika sat up and stretched his arm for a second, and I think he remembered he's got to be careful because the darce could come at any moment. And the craziest thing is, if Mika reverses him for a clean sweep or a clean takedown, he ends up on side. He's got to watch out for buggy jokes.
Yeah, either one of these guys can snag a submission in the blink of an eye.
Cade is really making the most of these top passing positions, though, to weigh on Mika, drain him a little bit. It's kind of unusual. Mika's always in a great spot. We see him already improve his position now, but these glimmers for Cade are looking good.
Yeah, he's going to try to pull off a steamer lock here. Look. He's in good position on this foot. Mika's got to invert on that, or...
Mika doing such a good job of inverting, tangling the leg, but he's just not able to stabilize and finish those sweeps. Attacking the leg is Mika Galvão there. Cade rotating out. Little back step action there. Mika doubling down, going belly down here.
Yeah, straight Achilles lock. Probably could use a little more bridging power there. Maybe put the feet to the hips.
Yeah, Cade and just the Rotolos in general, their knees, they just looks like they can slip out of anything.
Very flexible hips.
10 minutes, 40 seconds left in this match. We're going to reset this in the middle.
This is one thing that Rotolos both love to do. If they get to that north-south position with no connection, they will back away and actually make their opponent use more core strength to try and keep some kind of frame in place. It's pretty unique to them and very, very draining.
10 minutes, 25 seconds left in this match. Battle of the Fight Sports versus Atos, Brazil versus America at the 2022 ADCC World Championship. And either Mika or Cade will become the youngest ever champion of ADCC in this weight class. This is shades of Ty Rotolo, Mika Galvão, when Ty was trying to get to north-south standing, unable to commit. Points are on. Could see a change of pace here. Nine minutes, 40 seconds left in this match.
That looks uncomfortable.
Yeah, Cade trying to wrist lock. Mika kind of smiling underneath there.
Cade just sliding knee slide, just like out of nowhere. Just like a baseball slide with that. Drops the knee right through the legs. Nine minutes, 6 seconds left in this match. Cade Rotolo taking a page out of Kaina Duarte's book, controlling the wrist from the top position, trying to prevent Mika to underhook his left leg with that right hand so he can complete his pass.
Mika thinking about a single there for a second.
And Mika's had a lot of setups, but just unable to get to his feet with those. And I think even if he does, he runs the risk of Cade just scrambling right out. So he's got to be careful. Sean Williams, I see a bear trap on that side.
That's right, yeah, he's got a bear trap opportunity. He's got to open up the knee a little and then pass the leg to the other side so that he does not get countered with that back take. But yeah, now he's thread his left leg all the way through.
Oh, he's and Cade Rotolo just submitted Mika Galvão. Are you kidding? Cade Rotolo in his first run at ADCC just submitted the monster from Manaus.
4 submissions for Cade Rotolo to claim gold here at ADCC 2022. That was insane. What a show.
Wow. Cade Rotolo just made history. Is that right? 4 submissions. Chase Smith becoming the youngest ever ADCC champion at 77 kilograms division. His first run at ADCC. And here we go, backflip from Cade Rotolo. Let's kick it up to Kenny Florian.
Cade, I remember hearing about these 2 kids in the OC. I remember seeing videos of these little kids. They were always smiling. They were doing techniques that were way beyond their years. You're now here. You're an ADCC champion. You submitted every single person you went against. How does that feel?
Unreal. Just unreal. I'm at a loss for words. Unreal. So stoked.
Your brother has a little bit of a rivalry. Ty, of course, had a little bit of rivalry with Mika. You now do as well, it seems. How helpful was it that Ty had some experience here against Mika?
Oh, it's massive. He gave me so many pointers leading into this. He's fought Mika many times. This was our first match. I heard the Diaz brother say this. He goes, if you told me to say something specific, you would have told me, but he just went and told me to go beat that motherfucker's ass. I told you that. But hey, I'm so relieved, so confident, so stoked for everyone. So thank you.
You know, when you were competing against men when you were still just a kid, you know, a teenager, still a teenager, 19 years old, unbelievable. But the way they would beat you was kind of bullying you around. You and your brother, they kind of bully you around, kind of use strength. But there was a certain point where you made a switch and you started bullying other people. When did you make that switch?
Well, yeah, me and my brother, we've been on the mat since we can remember, since we were 3 years old. And I felt like growing up, our technique was always there. I felt like our technique and our reactions were always there. It was just a bit of a strength difference. And now as we're starting to grow into men, you know, we're starting to get stronger and the technique's still there. So it's kind of the puzzles are coming together.
And many more years left in your career. Cade, congratulations on an amazing performance.
Thank you so much, Cade.
Congratulations, Cade Rotolo. An amazing win